Hey everybody, it's Faye Features, and today we are featuring, drumroll please, the depressing reality of adulthood. Yeah! Okay, no, we actually aren't. We are featuring Big Bad Dogs, which is created by Sparrow. Set in 2009, you're working the night shift at a barely keeping it together convenience store, trying to pay rent and survive capitalism. But somehow, the biggest workplace hazard you're trying to deal with isn't your shortening lifespan due to living like a bat. Instead, it's the men that come with it. The first being your hot, insufferable coworker, and the second, a mysterious biker boy that might possibly be related and connected to your traumatic past because somehow you have some lapses in your memory. It's time to get buckled in because one wants you to ride him in a way that is definitely not HR approved, and another wants you to also ride him. Well, with him. On his bike. Content warning, shifts 1 to 2. This story contains dark themes that may be distressing to some players. Violence, blood, trauma, sexual assault, suicide, jump scares, workplace harassment, creepy atmosphere, misogyny/sexist language, alcohol use, and explicit language. If you're sensitive to these topics, or if you're not in the right mood, please take care of yourself first. All content is fictional and intended for a mature audience. Important note, Lane's behaviour reflects a specific era, 2009, where casual sexism, emotional deflection, and toxic bravado were often left unchallenged. He says inappropriate things not because the game agrees with them, but because his character is meant to be challenged, questioned, and in some cases, understood. Players are encouraged to form their own judgment. Do you want to skip Shift 1 demo? Well, I am really late to the bandwagon, but I actually haven't played this game before, so I definitely don't want to skip Shift 1. So, no. Shift number 1. You wonder when the world started losing its colour. Well, I'm sure this is meant to be a serious introduction, but maybe it was the content warning that says it's set in 2009, which is when I was like 7. But it's low-key reminding me of like my cringy past where I used to search up angsty anime quotes on my laptop during high school math class.
I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so fucking special.
But hey, I am the main character here. Ideally, I would have been the main character of like a happy romantasy, but somehow I saw the Big Bad Dog summary and I was like, yeah, this is perfect for me. So I know what I'm getting myself into. But guess who chose it anyways? Maybe it's always been that way. Or maybe it happened when you started working this job. Oof, depressing. Stacking energy drink cans at 2 a.m. isn't exactly what I pictured when I left home to be an independent adult. But here I am. I work the night shift at a 24-hour convenience store. Hey now, MC, there are far more pathetic ways to spend your 2 a.m., like drinking to the point that you pass out due to facing heartbreak, or even worse, facing heartbreak from a toxic ex, or pathetically yearning for an emotionally unavailable man. Wow, I really see that there's a trend in what I consider to be totally pathetic. Totally not lived experience though. Totally. Not because I have a burning passion for overpriced canned goods or because I enjoy listening to the hum of fluorescent lights for 8 hours straight. Hell no. It's just practical. Fewer people, less noise, no pushy moms yelling at their kids, no manager breathing down my neck every 2 seconds. It's just me, the store, and the occasional weirdo wandering in for a frozen pizza and a 6-pack. Sure, the night brings its fair share of creeps, but I've never had any real trouble. And with the emphasis on real, I'm sure that there'll be real trouble coming up very soon. I just need whatever extra I can scrape together to survive. The moment I moved out, reality hit like a brick to the face. Bills don't care if you're exhausted. Did I make the right choice? I don't know. But it's my life, not the one they wanted me to have. I shift a few more energy drink cans into place, making sure the labels all face forward. The floor's always cold here, even when the heater's on. My fingers brush against the cheap plastic of my name tag, and I glance down on it. It's my pleasure to serve you. Let's be honest, we probably all had the urge to defy our name tag and say, it's not my pleasure to serve you. So let's write here, Faye. Yep, that's me, Faye.
I'm Kim Kardashian West. I'm a mother, millionaire, law student, and billionaire.
And that logo is still ugly as ever. I sigh and straighten up, stretching my arms before heading toward the registers. The store is dead at this hour, and I'm stuck waiting for the next unfortunate soul who needs instant ramen at this ungodly hour. I slide onto the stool behind the counter, tapping my fingers against the scanner before Lane accuses me of doing nothing. As a joke, of course. He's not really in the best position to tell me anything. I smile as I pick up the yellow post-it stuck to the register. Ronnie Joe's, the manager, messy handwriting glares back at me. To do. Restock the shelves. Lane, I swear if I see them empty again. Clean the washrooms. Check the security cameras every hours. We've had complaints. Count the register before closing. No mistakes. I'm not going to complain. These are easy tasks. These should keep me busy for a while. I turn the piece of paper in my hand. P.S. Marriage is just legalized suffering, kids. Stay single. Ronnie Joe. And so is getting a job to be able to survive and be a productive member of society. I guess we just have to pick the amount of battles we want to wage. Some of us are more courageous, the true warriors. At least that is what I say to myself to try and stay motivated. I stifle a laugh at the sight of these hideous drawings. Ronnie Joe is still trying to design a new logo for the store. Is it bad for me to say I think this one is kind of cute? Like, it's slightly cute. But more important, no boxes checked yet. I glance towards the stockroom. Where the hell is he? He said something earlier about needing to do inventory in there, which basically means scrolling on his phone until someone yells at him. Yeah, there's no way he's cleaning the washrooms. And to top it all off, I notice the shelves are still half empty. I swear, this guy's allergic to actual work. Hey, Lane? I call, putting the post-it back on the counter to make sure he'd have his eye on it when he came. Are you planning on helping tonight? Or... I hear a light laugh behind the door. I'm providing moral support. I sigh as I begin to count the register to make the task less arduous later. Faye, I suddenly hear through the walls. You talked to my sister lately? I pause, raising a brow. Why? His answer doesn't come immediately, as if he's thinking about it. Just like that, she's been in a weird mood. She saw you the other day, but you didn't say hi. My fingers drum against the counter. Pretty sure I would have noticed. Maybe her mind is playing tricks on her. Or maybe you're ignoring her. The soft whoosh of the automatic doors sliding open breaks our exchange. Make yourself useful and clean the toilets. I hear him gasp in exasperation. From where I am, I can't see the customer who's just entered. Besides, there's no point making eye contact too soon. People get weird when you think you're too eager. Yeah, because to some people out there, eye contact is basically the same thing as doing intercourse. And that means they have a free pass to doing whatever they want, even if you say no. But you know what? Maybe that is true. Whenever I accidentally meet a stranger's eyes on the train, I panic and quickly look away. Trust, I am not looking in their direction for the rest of the train ride. I speak from experience. I straighten up a little, noting in my head the account in the register. I finally hear footsteps, and then a man. Oh wow, another natural disaster. Late 20s, maybe early 30s. Worn out hoodie, jeans, nothing special. Okay, Faye. Greet, scan, take the money, and give the receipt. Good evening. I nod. Evening. He sets his basket on the counter. Nothing weird, just an absurd amount of the cheapest canned food we sell. I don't judge. I'm not exactly rolling in cash either. I start scanning in silence, already thinking about how my bed's gonna feel after this shift. Beep. You always work this late?
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock!
Okay, maybe I shouldn't judge. It's late, and between awkward silence and small talk, I guess that is all his remaining brain cells could rub together. I pause. It's not an unusual question. Some customers are just trying to make small talk. I give my standard response. Yeah. Okay. It has to be said that I don't really make effort to be sociable. I reach for the next item. Doesn't seem safe. I glance up. He's watching me as I force a polite smile. Well, someone's got to do it. Just a conversation, you know. He leans his elbows on the counter, way too close. A girl like you shouldn't be working alone at night, not with everything that's been happening. A girl like me? Like, you mean a girl who's beautiful, sexy, intelligent, but poor as dirt? Yeah, I wish I didn't have to work either. Beep. What do you mean? He raises his brows, like he thinks I'm stupid. The disappearances, you haven't heard? Disappearances? Beep. A weird chill creeps up my spine. What? Who? Say nothing. Well, I feel like if we ask too many details, it's just going to go and run away with it and really try to creep us out. And you know what I've realized? I like receiving my information from reliable sources. And a man who seems to be gearing towards trying to get your number does not seem like a reliable person. I bet you he's going to try and exaggerate it so he can become our knight in shining armor. But except because he's poor, his armor is basically just the tin from his soup cans. So say nothing. I don't say anything. I don't want to know. Not from him. This guy is already weird. If I question him, I don't really know how he might react. The scanner beeps as I stay focused on my work. 1 can of sad-looking soup down. 5 to go. Beep. Aw, come on, don't be like that. He tilts his head, studying me like he's picturing something. I mean, if someone went to take you, it'd be real easy. Oh, they really don't know who they'll be dealing with then. The weight of my debt from studying, academic trauma, Unresolved emotional regrets from some friendships and relationships will really make it hard for you to run away with me easily. Oh, and that in my sexy brain. Very huge, very large. So yeah, you'll probably drop me. Your loss. But then again, it's not like I really want you with the way things are going. Sounds just like a lot of gossip. But don't worry, sweetheart. I wouldn't let anything happen to you. I reluctantly reject the urge to throw the soup cans in his face. What a shame. At least that way he'll be somewhat palatable. I mean it. If you're scared, you should call someone. Or better yet, give me your number. Oh, of course. This is what it's all leading up to. My hands freeze on the last can. I don't think... He cuts me off with a smile. Come on, don't be shy. You'll feel safer knowing you've got someone looking out for you. I'm not really... You got a boyfriend? He asks, his tone flipping drastically. Someone looking after you? There it is. That moment when you realize the guy making small talk was never just making small talk. I don't answer. Beep. No, huh? Thought so. Well, apparently I'm pretty enough for you to flirt with me, so why do you think I'm still available? And why is your ego so uselessly huge to think that I would entertain you? I nervously bag his items. I don't really give out my numbers to customers. He chuckles. I'm not just some customer though. I'm the guy who's going to keep you safe. You need someone like me, sweetheart. You really do. He's still smiling, but there's something off in his eyes. Like he's waiting for me to say yes, and he won't take no for an answer. Give me your number, he repeats. And this time, there's no charm in his voice. I give him a fake number and refuse. Well, I feel like if we gave him a fake number, he would test it just to see if it's real or not. So that would just escalate the situation further. So let's just say refuse. I shake my head politely. No, I have a boyfriend. The second the word no leaves my mouth, his face changes. I expect him to laugh it off, play it cool, but he doesn't. Wow, really? After I've been nothing but nice to you? Man, I think we have a different definition of nice. I nod awkwardly, pretending to wait for the receipt, which is ridiculous. He didn't pay it. Yes, he scoffs, rolls his tongue over his teeth. You think you're too good to give me your number? You think you could brush me off like I'm nothing? Guys like me, we're the ones who protect girls like you, he growls, his voice shaking with barely contained rage. The only thing these guys are protecting us from is a happy future. That and being able to maintain our good looks. Because as soon as we get involved with them, our self-confidence and our ability to be independent just vanishes into thin air, like poof. I swallow hard, forcing my voice steady. Sir, you need to leave. My stomach twists as I say that. Because I don't know if he will. And I don't know what will happen if he doesn't. He keeps staring at me and slams his hand on the counter. So what the F is your problem? I flinch. I tell myself it's fine. It's always fine. But for the first time here, I think about how small I am. About how fast he could move. About how no one would hear me if I screamed. And I hate that I even have to think about it. Hey, do you even listen? I freeze instantly, instinctively taking a step back behind the counter. But before I could walk away, his hand shoots out and grabs my wrist. Let go of me. Don't, he warns. I'll teach you some manners. I'm suffocating. I don't know what to do. Maybe if I scream, it'll be worse. But I need to alert Lane. I need to. Suddenly, his smile fades and he freezes. My eyes hold back tears, but I still can see it. Someone else has grabbed his wrist. A large, tattooed hand around his own, squeezing so hard it could almost crush it. The guy lets go of me instantly. I stumble back, my heart slamming against my ribs, and I don't stop until my back hits the shelf behind me. My wrist aches where he grabbed it, and I rub it without thinking, eyes locked onto what's happening in front of me. A biker? He's tall, easily 2 meters, wearing black from head to toe, jogging pants, heavy black motorcycle boots, a compression shirt that clings to muscle in a way that just feels a little indecent. And they say women need to wear bras when compression shirts exist. Go figure. And his black helmet covers his face completely, the dark visor showing no hint of what's underneath. The weirdo tries to laugh it off, but his voice cracks. Hey man, no need for that, alright? His eyes flick to me, then back to the biker. I didn't know she was your girl. Neither of us reacts, and I don't correct him either. The guy lets out a frustrated scoff. Finally, he digs into his pocket and pulls out some coins. He throws them onto the counter, some rolling off the edge and onto the floor. There, keep the damn change. His voice is bitter, but I can tell he feels humiliated. Eventually, he mutters something under his breath and storms towards the exit. And now, with the store quiet again, it's just the two of us. The biker stands there, just like me. Even without seeing his face, I can feel the intensity of his stare. His hand flexes, then drops to his side. Like maybe he's suddenly aware of what he just did. The air is still thick and ugly, buzzing with everything he said. Everything he almost did. I stay frozen behind the counter. I should move, call Lane, but I don't, because I can't. So I start picking up the coins scattered on the counter, pretending everything is okay. I raise my head in reflex, and my eyes land on him. His voice is deep but soft, muffled by the helmet. He said just one word, but it was enough to take just a little of the pressure off my shoulders. Are you okay? Oh. The question catches me off guard more than anything else tonight. Because the terrifying biker who just manhandled someone without saying a word sounds like he's worried he overstepped. Yes. He's relieved, but the moment our eyes meet behind his visor, he jumps. Aww. I love when intimidating guys have a soft heart and are so considerate. It's just so cute, like... just so cute. I just want to squeeze them. And looks away in a second. His tattooed hand pretends to clumsily adjust his helmet, even though there's nothing to adjust. For a second, I think he might leave too. But, he stops, clears his throat before continuing. I'll get you water. I nod. It's automatic. I don't even know if I heard him. Well, I wasn't feeling thirsty until you mentioned it. But now that you said that, I think I'm more thirsty for you. Maybe you can comfort my scared, pattering heart with your chest. God, I'm no better than a man, aren't I? The biker hesitates like he wants to add something else, but he doesn't. He just nods back, then turns and walks towards the vending machine. The sound of his footsteps fades, and the silence rushes in. Too loud, too tight. Too much. My chest aches. My lungs won't work right. I feel it coming before it happens, that slow crush of something I can't fight. I grip the counter harder. I try to breathe. But I can't. Breathe, remember, and the rest are breathe. That's really interesting that there's like one option here. I'm guessing this is related to the forgotten memories that I mentioned in the Big Bad Dogs page. So let's choose this. Remember, red. There's red. No. Okay, so I'm guessing her memory is trying to block that, so let's just focus on breathing. I try to find a rhythm, but it's all wrong. The pressure in my chest doesn't ease. It only tightens like a fist closing around my lungs. Breathe. I squeeze my eyes shut and start counting. 1, 2, 3. My heartbeat slams against my ribs, loud and erratic, drowning out everything else. I can't think. Breathe. I close my eyes. Inhale. The air sticks halfway down my throat, and my chest tightens even more. My hands stay locked around the edge of the counter, fingertips numb. My vision slowly stabilizes. My hands are still shaking, but the weight in my chest eases just a little. Enough for me to breathe without feeling like I'm gonna pass out. God. I push a trembling hand through my hair. Of course it had to be some drunk F that sets me off. It's been a while since I've had one of those. I roll my shoulders back, shaking out the leftover tension, and finish picking up his damn coins before glancing around. No Lane on the horizon, but Biker Boy is still around. He's standing like a statue in front of the vending machine, his hands shoved deep into his pockets of his black sweatpants. What the hell is he doing? My legs still feel a little unsteady when I push off the counter, but at least I'm moving. I need to move. Sitting in one spot, replaying what just happened, is only going to drag me right back into that spiral. So I head towards the vending machine, towards him. And the closer I get, the weirder it looks. He's just standing there, doing absolutely nothing. I slow my steps, curiosity piking despite everything else tonight has thrown at me. The machine hums softly. The little display flashes a thank you message, but there's no bottle of water in the slot. No coins clinking back into the return tray. I exhale through my nose. Oh my God. Is he just standing here because the machine ate his money? I stop a few feet away, watching him like a damn stalker. I should just go back to the counter. I don't know this guy. And after what happened, I really should be keeping my distance from strange men. Well, that guy was strange, but this guy is hot. The silent hot guy that happened to save our lives, so I don't think that applies. I glance at him again. He's not looking at me, just shifts his weight from one foot to the other. Doesn't move his hands either. Doesn't reach for the buttons. Like he's trying to make himself smaller despite being the biggest guy I've ever seen. Okay, I really shouldn't find this funny. But a clumsy biker is exactly the kind of ridiculous distraction I need tonight. And I don't know why, but something about that makes it hard to walk away. Be slightly playful, be polite. I feel like I wouldn't have the ability to be slightly playful after such a traumatic event, so I'll just say be polite. I clear my throat. Do you need help? He jumps. His hand comes out of his pockets, then stops when he realizes it's only me. I bite the inside of my cheek to keep from smiling. Did I scare you? No. Maybe. This time, I can't hold back my smile. The coins probably got stuck. Happens sometimes. I crouch down, checking the slot. Do you have any other coins by any chance? I glance up at him, and for a moment, I wonder if he's going to answer me. No. Just a flat, simple no. I cross my arms. I owe you a refund then. His helmet turns slightly towards me. It's fine. It's not fine. That machine is basically a thief, and I work here, so technically, I'm its accomplice. He clearly doesn't know how to argue with that. I tap my fingers against my arm, looking at this huge, intimidating guy, looking lost over a couple of missing coins. You could pick something from the store that costs the same as the bottle. I'll ring it up as a return. I don't need anything. I raise an eyebrow. It wasn't for me. I glance at the vending machine, then at him, and suddenly I feel kind of stupid for not realizing it sooner. That bottle, he bought it for me. I barely even noticed at the time. I was too busy trying to breathe. But now? Oh, is all I managed to say, because suddenly my chest feels a little too tight. He keeps his head down, still looking awkwardly at the machine to avoid my gaze. He was just trying to help. And now he's standing here waiting for a machine that's not going to give him his money back because he didn't want to return empty-handed. Jeez. Come on, I say, heading for the aisle number 3. Let's see what we've got. He nods shyly and follows me. I crouch towards the shelves, trying to find something that costs exactly 50 cents for his refund. Ugh, nothing's exactly 50. I keep searching while he stands behind me, his 2 meters towering over me like a wall. Well, this is actually exactly 50 cents, so let's give it. I don't think he'll be the sort to accept having additional worth attached, because technically he'll owe 10 cents or 15 cents. So let's go with this. Spicy ramen. I lean over to look behind him. What about spicy ramen? It's the exact same price. Spicy's fine. Now, if I wasn't at work, I would be asking you if that's your preference in the bedroom as well. You can always turn it up a gear. Vroom, vroom. What the fuck? Stop it. Stop. This isn't you. What the fuck? I smile as I take a pocket, relieved to have found a solution. Yeah? You like it hot? Sometimes. Well, noted then. Cool. It comes with an extra sauce packet. I feel like the dev is also trying to get our minds down the gutter. Extra sauce? Hot? Spicy? Come on! He clears his throat nervously before picking up the ramen, his helmet seemingly looking the other way. Why though? That's great. A tiny amused smile pulls at my lips. He finally moves towards the counter, and as he walks away, I realize something. I just successfully convinced a full-grown man to accept a 50 cents refund like it was some life-altering decision. This guy is something else. I grab a receipt from under the counter and scribble down the fake return, tearing off with a small flourish before sliding it towards him. Otherwise, Ronnie Joe will think someone stole from the store. And I don't need more work. There, Proof that you've officially got your refund. He hesitates before reaching for it, taking the slip between his fingers like it's something way more important than a dumb piece of paper. Thanks. I wave a friendly hand. You're welcome, Mr. Biker Boy. He nods shyly, his own little version of a goodbye. Mademoiselle? The word lingers in the air between us, heavier than it should be. And then, just like that, he turns and leaves, the automatic doors making this tall black silhouette disappear. I shake my head, but before I could even process whatever that was, well, I jolt slightly, snapping my gaze towards the voice. Lane is leaning against the counter, watching me with an insufferable smirk. Didn't know you had a thing for masked men. I groan, clearly embarrassed that he's witnessing this conversation. Lane? No, it's fine, I get it. I shift uncomfortably under his gaze. I just helped him, I mumble, feeling stupid for even trying to explain myself. It was just a weird moment. Lane tilts his head, pretending to consider this. Right, just a weird moment with a big, tall, mysterious biker who doesn't say a word but gets your panties all twisted up. He clicks his tongue. Can't blame you though. The quiet ones do make you wonder, don't they? I groan, embarrassed, half irritated. You're disgusting. He laughs, clearly enjoying this way too much. Just saying. Maybe next time, ask him to take the helmet off. Could be ugly as shit under there. Or worse. He leans in slightly, his voice dropping to a mock whisper. Tiny dick. Jesus Christ, Lane. I shove past him, ignoring his chuckle. Before he can push it further, his phone buzzes. He pulls it out, glancing at the screen, and his smirk fades into something more annoyed. Whatever. Gotta deal with something. He shoves the phone back into his pocket, already halfway turned away. Don't go creaming your sofa for him in the meantime, okay? I roll my eyes so hard it almost hurts. Go away. He throws up a lazy salute and finally disappears, leaving me with nothing but my own exasperation. I ended up doing all the tasks myself, while Lane, well, he mostly sat in the stockroom, fiddling with his phone. Typical. I can't remember the last time he's done anything useful. 6:39 a.m. I step out of Mad Dog Convenience, letting the door shut behind me with a hollow thud. My shift is over. Finally. I didn't say bye to Lane. I just left. After what happened? Yeah, no. So I grabbed my bag, clocked out, and walked out. Faster than usual. I just want to be home. 1 month on the night shift, and I'm used to it now. The quiet, the empty streets, the calm that used to send chills up my spine. Up my spice. Oh, lucky I read it correctly. It doesn't anymore. The first weeks, I'd hurry home, feeling like something was always behind me. But fear faded. I learned that the streets at 6 a.m. are just streets. Still, just because I'm used to it doesn't mean I'm careless. I pull out my phone as I walk, not to text anyone, but just to look busy. People are less likely to bother you if you look preoccupied. It's stupid, but most of the time, it works. I glance at my screen, scrolling absently. The screen glow makes me feel less alone, even if I'm not actually reading anything. I keep scrolling aimlessly, not really taking in the words. Just something to keep my hands busy and my mind occupied. The night is quiet. The streets are mostly empty aside from the occasional distant cars. A few minutes later, my steps slow as I reach my building, already fishing for my keys. There's a bottle. I stop. Right there, sitting on the front step. A bottle of water? I blink. It's new, sealed, the plastic cool, condensation beading along the sides like it's been taken from a fridge. My first thought is that someone dropped it, but it's placed too neatly, right in front of the center of the step, like it was left there on purpose. I glance around. The street is empty. No movement in the windows above me. No sound except the distant hum of traffic. I swallow. It's just a bottle of water, but still, it feels weird. My neighbors? Maybe. Someone from the building could have left it behind, but why? And why right here? My mind flickers back to earlier. The vending machine. Biker boy. No. That's dumb. It could be from anyone. But my fingers tighten around my phone anyway. Take the bottle or don't take it. I feel like, okay, I know this is a VN, but in real life, I wouldn't take the bottle because who knows what's inside of it? Who knows how it's been tampered with? So don't take it. Nope, I'm not touching that. Even if it looks fine, who knows where it's been? What if some weirdo did something to it? People are freaks. It wouldn't be the first time I heard of someone messing with a drink just for the hell of it. I take a step back like the bottle might jump at me, then head inside. It's just a coincidence, just a stupid bottle of water. I finally make it home after a few minutes. As I slip the key into my door, I notice a sliver of light glowing under the door next to mine. Amelia's place. Of course she's already up, or maybe still up. Hard to know with her. She's probably getting ready for work. Meanwhile, I'm coming back from it. We really are living opposite lives, aren't we? Or maybe not. I push my door open, and the familiar scent of strawberry candle welcomes me. I flick the light on. The room's exactly as depressing as I left it. It's small, 1 bedroom, a living room, a bathroom, and a tiny kitchen. I toss my bag onto the couch and kick off my shoes. My stomach growls, loudly. Right, food first. I head to the kitchen. The cabinet creaks as I open it, and I start rummaging through the half-empty shelves until my fingers close around a familiar crinkly packet. Ramen. The exact same kind Biker Boy took earlier. I pause for a second, staring down at the red packaging. We both like spicy ramen. I can't help but think about him while I fill the kettle and set it on the stoves. The helmet was one thing. It's not unusual. Bikers keep them on all the time. But it wasn't just that. It was the way his fingers twitched, like he didn't know what to do with them. The fact he didn't talk much. And when he did, it was always short. Like every word scraped against something raw. I wonder why. And why just 1 packet of ramen? If he was making a late-night grocery run, why bother for something so small? I let my thoughts wander for a moment as I finish cooking. And then the first bite of noodles bring me right back to earlier. I'm grateful Biker Boy defended me. That customer was getting way too aggressive. Well, I might not like that customer getting aggressive with me, but Biker Boy can be aggressive with me whether it's day or night. And I don't know what would have happened if he hadn't showed up when he did. But still, he gave off some serious awkward vibes. He barely spoke, and when he did, his voice was kind of shy. Like he wasn't used to talking to people at all. He looks like he walked right out of a biker gang, but I swear, he had the energy of a teenager who'd never talked to a girl before. I let out a small huff of laughter, twirling my chopsticks in the noodles. Cute. God, what am I even thinking? maybe I'm just starved for any kind of positive interaction, especially after the last few days. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him again, just to see if that awkwardness was a one-time thing, or if he's always like that. Shit! I was so focused on myself that I didn't even thank him. And now I'm not even sure if I'll see him again. Faye, you idiot! The sun's rays are already streaming through the blinds. I scrape the last few noodles from the bottom of the bowl and slurp them down. Then I dump my bowl in the sink with a clatter, deciding the dishes can wait until tomorrow. A pile is already waiting for me. It's a sad little mountain of neglect. No worries, future me will handle it. I wipe my hands on a towel and glance around the apartment. The living room is only a few steps away. My sofa looks comfortable, but my eyes keep drifting to my bedroom door. I stand there, wedged between the pull of the sofa and the soft cushions of my bed. My body is heavy with exhaustion, but my mind is still reeling, still entangled in the strange events of the night. Watch TV and go straight to bed. I feel like watching TV might unlock some additional dialogue, so let's do that. The couch creaks as I flop down, remote in hand. My body's screaming for sleep, but my brain's still wide from the shift. I just need something mindless to wind down, something to drown out the leftover stress and the weird vibe that still hasn't left me. I scroll through the channels until I come across the morning news channel. Authorities are investigating a body discovered near a wooded area just behind the Mad Dog convenience store when local night workers have been shocked by the news. Oh. I don't know, maybe I'm really being delusional here, because there is the yandere visual novel, but is it that biker boy did something to that customer that was harassing us and then he dumped his body out the back? But then again, he left quite a bit after that customer, unless he tracked him down and then did that. I don't know. I pause, my fingers tightening around the remote. The victim has not yet been identified, but authorities confirm the body was just found hours ago, with signs of brutal trauma, including deep lacerations and wounds consistent with a violent attack. While the police continue their investigation, no leads have been released at this time. I stare at the screen, my mind racing. What the my convenience store? What if it was one of my regulars? Someone I've seen recently? I glance uneasily towards the window, unable to shake the feeling that something about this isn't right. There's no photo of the victim, no name, just a vague description. But something in me can't let go of the thought that I may know this person. The screen cuts to the crime scene. The image is blurry, pixelating what I assume are the worst parts, but that's not enough. I see the shape of an arm bent the wrong way, the red marks crudely behind the pixels. Well, the fact that this is an arm in particular makes me really lock into my hypothesis or my prediction, because, that guy specifically went for MC and grabbed her by the hand with his hand / his arm, and Biker Boy crushed his hand before with the amount of force that he did to try and get the man off of her. So the fact the hand was the one that was featured, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I genuinely think, I don't know, maybe not. I swallow hard, my stomach twisting violently. The worst part isn't the blood. I can barely see it. It's the fact that these people, these victims, they're people like me. Night workers. People who leave their jobs when the rest of the world is waking up. People who walk home alone in the dark. I think about the guy at the counter tonight. Maybe I should have questioned him. Or, well, maybe you can't because maybe he's possibly dead. The fifth body found this month. Police have yet to confirm whether these murders are connected to the growing number of missing persons cases, but sources suggest. I force myself to look back at the TV, But the scene's already shifted. The news anchor's back, smiling like she just didn't talk about atrocities. Coming up next, local business owners fight back against rising rent. Eventually, I can't take it anymore. I sigh deeply, trying to push the images away as I reach for the remote and turn off the TV. I start peeling off my work clothes and toss them onto the chair, not bothering to fold them. The second I hit the mattress, my body feels like it's sinking. My limbs are heavy, my eyelids even heavier. I don't even think as I pulled the covers over me. I tried to fall asleep, but my brain refuses to shut off. The events of the night replay in my head. The creepy customer, the awkward encounter with biker boy, the way he called me, Mademoiselle. Who even says that in this country? I roll over, burying my face in the pillow. Maybe it was supposed to be charming. Maybe he thought it made him sound mysterious or something. Or maybe he's just weird. Yeah, that's probably it. He's weird. I can't help but smile a little. The language of love, huh? Why not? If this is what passes for romance in my life, I'll take it. My eyelids grow heavier, and the thoughts start to blur along with the sound of Amelia's heels. She's finally heading to work. I exhale slowly, already half asleep. It's routine at this point. She leaves when I come back. I leave when she comes back. That's just how it is. Except this time, she stops, right outside my door. I don't open my eyes, but I feel it. Like she's standing there, thinking about knocking. I don't call out. I'm too tired, so I just wait. And a few seconds later, the footsteps start again, and the sound fades. Amelia is gone. French, ramen, tattoos, helmet, biker boy, love. End of Shift 1 demo. Click to continue. Shift number 2. You hear a slow drip. Nah, don't tell me after the fright that we had, our body decided to literally eject everything out and make me wake up with the monthly flow. That would be just like the cherry on top to the worst night that you could ever have. Then another. And another. Something cold and red is running down the walls of your memory. October 2009. The cafe is half empty, just the way we like it. Too late for the lunch crowd, too early for the dinner rush. Soft golden light spills across the tiled floors, catching in the steam curling up from some coffee cups. Conversations drift from nearby tables. Laughter, clinking spoons, students arguing over a mathematical formula. A couple leaned in close by the window. A toddler squealed somewhere in the back. Just the kind of place where time doesn't feel so heavy. Where things are warm, bright, and real. Amelia sits across from me, legs crossed, phone face down, perfect nail red polish and red hair that looks like it belongs in a fashion ad. She's scrolling through the drink menu like it personally offended her. Why do cafes always name things like this? God, look at these names. Naked Sunset, Choke Me Gently. Well, I agree, Amelia. Those are some pretty elegant ways to name milk-based drinks for lactose-intolerant people. Because you were probably naked and on the toilet until sunset due to how painful your bowel movements are. So that's naked sunset. And you will be choking from the pain. Not gently, though. That's the only inaccurate part. Are we ordering drinks or writing erotica? I raise an eyebrow, skimming at the menu. There's one called Sinner's Milk. What even is that? Well, my point proven, because you sin by doing things that you shouldn't be doing, which in the case of lactose intolerance people, drinking products that contain milk. Whatever it is, it's probably disgusting. I laugh. You totally order it though. Please, Angel, I have standards. I'm more of a heartbreak martini girl, something bitter with a tiny umbrella. She winks at me before a waitress swings by, notepad at the ready. What can I get you today, ladies? We greet her in turn and dive straight into the little piece of cardboard in the brand's colours. After incessant hesitations that nearly scared the waitress away, Amelia finally settled on the most basic thing a girl like her could order. A cold coffee. She raises a brow at me like, your move? The menu's long for a small cafe. Everything feels too sweet or too much. I hesitate. Amelia waits, her lips already half curved, ready for whatever I say. So there's a blueberry milkshake, a hot chocolate, and something else. I'd only go for a milkshake in these sort of establishments, I'm not gonna lie. So let's go for the blueberry milkshake. I'll take a blueberry milkshake, please, I say, handing the menu back with a little smile. The waitress nods and smiles back at me. Good choice. I'll make sure it's extra thick, she says, scribbling it down before stepping away. As soon as she's out of earshot, I feel Amelia's eyes on me. I turn my head just enough to catch her smirking under her hand. Blueberry milkshake, she says, savouring the words like she's tasting the milkshake itself. Cute and sweet. I raise a brow. Is that a problem? No. It's just such a texture drink. Whipped cream, syrup, the whole mouthful fantasy. Weird guys hear milkshake and immediately picture a porno. I let out a laugh. It makes almost no sense, but Amelia was never a person who took everything seriously. That says more about them than it does me. She leans in slightly, her blue eyes glinting with an unhealthy gleam. Maybe, or maybe you like knowing that. What the hell is she talking about? The soft exterior, but secretly you love getting dirty.
I'm not going to judge your journey.
Amelia, how did you go through my search history? I take a beat, keeping my voice steady. It's just a milkshake, Amelia. She winks at me. Yes, it is. We settle back in the silence for a second, the world blurring around us. So, how was it? I snort. Honestly, not as terrible as it sounds. That's a first. I mean, whatever. It's minimum wage, but night shifts pay extra, so kinda worth it. I need the money. She leans back and stretches like she owns the place. Any hot coworkers? I knew she was going to ask something like that. I stare at her. Why is that your first question? Because I'm bored and need to live through you. Now, answer. Well, there is a coworker, I admit. She raises an eyebrow, her long nails tapping her skin as if to say, tell me more. Go on. I pause. He's kind of useless, honestly. Just leans on the counter, talks and flirts with the customers, then disappears when it's time to clean anything. She groans immediately. Ugh, I hate men like that. I laugh. I figured you would. No, like seriously. I have 5 of them at my job, always standing around like it's their God-given right to never sweep. But the moment a girl takes a break, suddenly it's a problem. Like, shut the F up, Lawson. You literally spent 20 minutes talking about your protein powder. I laugh louder. Lawson? Boring. There's something magnetic about Amelia when she's like this. Something a little terrifying, but honest in a way most people aren't. Amelia, oh my God. I hate them, she says, dead serious now. I hate how society lets them just exist, be average as hell, and still get praised for breathing. Say not all guys are like that, and agree with her. I decided to lock in on Lane's route because I'm kind of intrigued with what our coworkers is like. So let's say agree with her because Lane, on the surface, seems like that. So let's agree. Her voice is smooth, almost bored as she says it. I swear I should have stayed in love with fictional men. At least they don't breathe. I laugh so hard I almost choke on my own saliva. You're not wrong. Amelia tilts her head towards the light, adjusting her lip gloss in her pocket mirror with a little cat on the back. Like seriously, I continue. It's like lottery. Sometimes you win, but mostly you end up with a broken heart. That gets her attention. Her head turns slowly, and when she looks at me, there's a glint in her eyes. You're learning. Took you long enough. I roll my eyes. I learn from the best. I wink. She laughs as she puts a mirror back into her little leopard print purse. Yeah, women are better. Always have been. I nod, half smiling. You should date one then. The words hang in the air. She looks at me 1 second too long, then smiles. I should, she murmurs. We are smarter, better hair, we communicate. We smell nice, I add. She raises a brow. Speak for yourself, Angel. I feel my cheeks warm as I truck a strand of hair behind my ear, pretending to be very interested in whatever's outside the window. Wait, did I just go on a Yuri route right now? Am I getting with Amelia? Ooh, okay. Just saying. If I ever stop pretending men are worth the effort, it's over for the girls. To be fair, I mutter, my coworker's not the worst. Like, he'll be annoying, but in that dumb way where you almost laugh even though you're mad. Sometimes I can't tell if I want to strangle him or not. That sounds familiar. Ugh, she says quietly. Boys. She hears me chuckle, and her voice softens right away. You seem good there, like it suits you. Yeah, I admit, I kind of like it. Good. Enjoy it while you can. Night shifts do something to your brain eventually. We keep talking. About nothing. About everything. Her voice is full of life. Her eyes are clear. There's a rhythm to her, like a song you've played 100 times but still can't help dancing to. It was easy with Amelia. It always was. Until it wasn't. But that part hadn't happened yet. Oh, it was just rain. Well, thank God it wasn't our monthly flow. November 2009. The sound of my ringtone yanks me out of my sleep like a punch. I groan, fumbling around the sheets until my finger finally closes around my phone. I turn off the alarm. The screen's too bright. The time even worse. 8:44 p.m. Great. Another productive day of doing absolutely nothing. But it's not my fault. I'm a night owl. And this lifestyle perfectly suits me. I stretch, my bones cracking like firewood, and collapse back into the sweet smell of laundry on my bed. Outside, the rain taps against the glass, almost like a soundtrack for staying in bed forever. God, I'm tired. Tonight's going to be brutal. Another night shift at Mad Dog Convenience. Another night of customers who think my name tag means I owe them a smile. No choice though. Gotta make rent somehow. I roll onto my side and lazily flick through my phone, just to give my brain something small and stupid to focus on. Notifications light up the screen. 2 missed messages from Lane? I blink at them, my thumb hovering over the screen. He messaged me last night? Guess I didn't hear it over the TV. I skimmed the previews without opening them. Oh wow, what a wake-up call! A sigh emoji and then a bunch of fists and then water and then an eggplant. Well, I'm sure we all have comprehension skills to know what he is referring to. I let out a quiet snort. Classic Lane. I could reply, or I could pretend I never saw it. Let's reply. I hover my thumb over the screen a second time. Hey, gorgeous, not that I care or anything, but you good? Well, when workplaces say that the team is tight, I didn't think that we were so tight that we would know when people are, priming their pole. Oh. I tap out a quick response before I can talk myself out of it. Funny. I wait a moment to see if he answers. When I'm about to give up, I get a notification. He didn't answer, so I had a very intense bonding moment with my right hand. Are you 15? No, 24. I wasn't going to come on time today, but you just gave me a reason to. Oh, wow. Not gonna lie, this is the highest compliment someone could give you, in a platonic sense. Imagine being someone's reason for going to work. For being excited to clock into a shift where you are underpaid. And also, Lane, stop beating around the bush and trying to maintain your pride. Just say that you want me. Being a tsundere is only cute when it comes from an anime girl. Let's go on a date, babe. What the? A date? I wait a few more minutes, but he doesn't answer. I smile despite myself and toss the phone aside. That's the thing about him. He's not a good guy, but not a bad one either. He just sort of shows up. Sometimes with a flirty joke, sometimes with a lie. The worst is when he combines both. But I have to admit, on nights like this, when the sky is turning the colour of bruises and the rain is pouring down, it feels kind of nice to know someone's out there waiting for you, even if it's just Lane. I finally sit up, letting the cool air wrap around me as the rain drums against the window. The floor's cold enough to make me hiss. The apartment is freezing, probably because I still haven't worked out how to work the ancient heater. But it's fine. I like the cold. Are we Elsa? The cold never bothered me anyway. It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small. My God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sick. I don't sound as good as usual. My fingers get caught in my hair as I rub my face to wake me up, a tangled mess that perfectly mirrors my mood. I grab my hoodie from the floor and tug it on. Maybe I should get moving. Shift starts soon. Alrighty, so the first thing that I'll probably do, let's say, okay, tidy up the bed, look through the window. Okay, let's just go and take a shower first. I feel like that always wakes me up, so leave your room to your room. Okay, enter the bathroom. Step into the shower. You step into the shower and close the glass door behind you. The water takes a moment to warm up. rattling through the old pipes like bones shaking. When it hits, it's almost too hot. You let it scorch your skin anyway. You stand there for a long time, watching steam curl up the cracked tiles. Somewhere under the noise, your thoughts start to melt into nothing. You finish showering and put on your work clothes. You really needed a shower. Then we have look in the mirror. You meet your own eyes in the mirror. You smile at yourself. It feels like trying to warm your hands on a dead flame. A dried out lipstick. You used to wear this before work, back when you thought appearances mattered behind a convenience store counter. Open the cabinet. You open the cabinet. A sour mix of mildew and cheap aerosol hits you in the face. A crusty tube of toothpaste slumps next to a cracked comb. Nothing in here feels particularly clean or useful. Alright, go back and let's go to the living room. Nothing really here. Go to the kitchen. Alright, let's grab our name tag. Your name tag sits on the edge of the counter, right where you always leave it. Somehow, after just a month of the job, the name tag already looks like it survived a war zone. The plastic's scratched, the clip's bent, and you're starting to wonder if it's a warning sign. You grab it and shove it in your pocket. Can't show up to work without your tiny plastic badge of honor. What's this? Post-it note. Mad Dog said they need someone for night shifts. Told them you're reliable. Here's the number, 555-4971. Ask for RJ. Don't forget. And then there's the sink. The sink's overflowing with dirty dishes. You've lost track of how many days it's been like this. It's a constant reminder that you should really clean up. But not today. Maybe tomorrow. Go back. Let's check the telly, I guess. You flip on the TV. Static buzzes loud for a second before a weather warning cuts in. This is an emergency weather alert from the National Weather Service. Severe thunderstorms are expected to hit the area tonight. Strong winds, hail, and dangerous lightning are forecasted. Residents are urged to remain indoors and avoid unnecessary travel. Keep away from windows and doors. Do not use electronics unless absolutely necessary. Power outages are likely. Okay, so I guess we need to try and find an umbrella in our household or our apartment. Maybe we should go into the bedroom for that because I haven't really seen like an umbrella in the bathroom. I haven't seen it in the living room, so probably it's in the bedroom somewhere. Some forgotten clothes. They were a gift to yourself when you got the job. Something new for a fresh start. But the right occasion never came. They hung there ever since, untouched. So let's go back to the room. Tidy up the bed. You tug the covers up half-heartedly. The bed looks no cleaner, but at least you tried. Fallen items. Well, the umbrella might be in here. Looks like some things fell in your room. Among the scattered objects, you spot an umbrella. Ah, look at me, my detective skills. Partially covered by some books and other things. It's a bit of a mess, but nothing too unusual. So let's grab it, I guess. It's raining outside, so you decide to grab the umbrella. It's a simple, reliable thing. Just what you need to stay dry in the downpour. Okay, so we got the umbrella now. Look through the window. So I'm guessing the window is shut, but let's have a look anyway. Look at the buildings. It's high. Too high, maybe. You live on the 15th floor. Not because you wanted the view, but because it was the only place you could afford. If you had the money, you'd probably be somewhere lower. The city looks like a mess of flickering lights and forgotten corners from up here. The kind of view that makes everything and everyone feel far away. You say you don't mind the height, but I wonder if that's true. And then look at the sky. The clouds are heavy, purple-grey and cracked open by flashes of lightning in the distance. You should be careful out there. Okay, so it looks like there's nothing else to interact with, so go back. Leave your room. I think I've explored everything now, so let's go to work. I think I can go now. Go to work, continue the story. 9:24 p.m. Okay, I'm not late yet. but close enough that my heart's already doing that annoying little panic flutter. I slip on my sneakers by the door, my hoodie already zipped up. My work shirt is wrinkled, but it'll pass. Getting dressed at home is just easier. One less thing to deal with under the buzz of the stockroom light. I mean, we don't even have a break room. The guys just change and leave, no questions. For me, it's a balancing act. Don't look too done up or too sloppy. It's like they're all waiting for me to mess up. The sky outside is already tinted with that dull indigo grey. Not quite night, but getting there. And the rain, still going strong. I grab the umbrella on the way out. It clicks open with a tired sigh, as if it's sick of this weather too. Well, at least I'm dry. Now, why are you tired, umbrella? You are actually achieving your purpose in life, your calling. Do you know how little of us are able to achieve that? Wow, not me beefing with an umbrella. I've really reached a new low. A small victory, but still a victory. It's not even midnight yet, but it feels later. I cut through a cracked parking lot near Mad Dog Convenience, stepping over the flattened remains of what used to be a soda can. Or maybe a rat. Hard to tell around here. The front neon sign buzzes over my head, trying its best to flicker out one letter at a time. Right now it says Ma Dog. The only good news is that no customers seem to be in front of the store. This rain will probably mean less work for me. I nudge the employees only door with my shoulder, hoping it'll open without one of its usual tantrums. That door has probably welcomed more wet hobos than actual staff, thanks to Ronnie Joe's genius idea of having one physical key and zero budget for a card system. He claims it saves money. I get the key for the week, Lane gets the next, and so on. And this week, the sacred key belongs to Lane, which means I'm at the mercy of his punctuality, hoping his charming, passive-aggressive ass shows up on time so I don't end up soaked in the alleyway rainwater, waiting like a stray dog. I push harder, fully prepared to stand there in the rain and wait for him. And again, and to my utter disbelief, the door just opens. Does that mean that Lane actually said what he would do? That he would show up on time just for little old us? Oh my god, how flattering. Lane's on time. Miracles do happen. The rain pounds against my umbrella as I step inside. I shake it out by the door, watching the water splatter across the cracked sidewalk before letting it drip quietly by the trash bin. The smell of the air changes drastically, burnt and cheap lemon floor cleaner. I can already see Ronnie Joe's usual post-it note glaring at me from the counter. I sigh through my nose, brush past the chip display, and toss my bag somewhere out of sight. Lane's already behind the cash register. With his nonchalant air, he's leaning back on Ronnie Joe's busted stool, a can of Red Bull on the counter. It looks like he's pretending to scan something, probably to look like he's been working hard all along. Sure, that's how you scan something. Even the barcode is facing the wrong way. But I have to admit, it's kind of weird not seeing Lane glued to his phone for once. He glances up at me and smirks. Oh man, umbrella? Gotta say, I was low-key hoping you'd show up soaked to the bone. So, Lane's idea of a date is us shooting the beginning of a frisky video? Like, first he'll go through the motions of trying to dry us off, but then, oh no, I actually got some clothes in the bag. Let me help you take off your clothes since you're having difficulty. And then, bam. Well, I mean, I assume there are condoms at a 24/7 convenience store. Remember everyone, no matter the time and place, always do it protected. Always. His eyes flick down. You know, ugh, I'm already tired of this. Disappointed? Very. He grins wider like I could just confirm his fantasy. I mean, I don't know whether to be proud or disappointed that I understood Lane. Like, either it means that I am too disappointed and jaded from the ways that the world works, or either I am no better than a man. The latter sounds way worse, so I'm going to go with the former. I was ready to hand you a towel and pretend I was being helpful. Wow, I really predicted it. To the T. Shit. In general, people just say hi when someone walks into a room. Hi. You're exhausting, seriously. You know what? This storm sucks. No signal, no internet. I've actually been staring at the same wall for like 10 minutes. I blink at the clock, then at him. Well, you took the worst day to finally be on time, I say, raising an eyebrow. Lane picks up the half-empty Red Bull and takes a slow sip, then sets it down with a quiet clink. He shrugs, as if showing up on time isn't the most shocking thing he's done all week. Storm must have messed with my sense of time, he answers. Or maybe I had a good reason to show up today. I laugh, trying not to smile too wide. Of course he has to make it sound like that. Yeah, by the way, I never heard back about that date you talked about. He doesn't answer, just absent-mindedly plays with his nose piercing. This is it? This is what, exactly? I show up, I'm on time, I'm standing in front of you. That's like 3 miracles already. What else were you expecting? I raise a brow. You seriously thought I'd be all excited just because you showed up? Lane grins. Yes. I narrow my eyes. A beat passes, and I still have no words. Eventually, he runs a hand through his hair like it's suddenly hot in here. Shit. You were really expecting something. It's not a question. It's just realization. He laughs, not mockingly, but he's genuinely surprised. Just like I've just hit him with the most unrealistic expectation in the whole world. That's crazy. I mean, you know me. He points to himself, half smirking, half defensive. Damn, Lane, if you're so self-aware, maybe you could take the next courageous step of, self-improvement. But patience is a virtue. He's already showed up on time, so that's already a big improvement in itself. And he's actually here at the counter and not in the back scrolling on his phone. I'm not one of those whipped nice guys who sets up picnics or whatever. That's not me. I cross my arms, unimpressed. I should have seen that one coming. Yeah, I know what kind of guy you are, Lane. He lets out a casual and leans against the counter, the way he always does when he's pretending to be chill but secretly thinking too hard. Look, most girls are just happy to hang out with me. I didn't know I had to prep a PowerPoint presentation or something. Wow. Truly, what more could a girl ask for? He nods. Exactly. You're welcome. Besides, I'd hate to see you fall in love with some fake version of me who gives a shit about calling girls milady, ironically. You might as well proclaim you consider Biker Boy to be a love rival with the way that you're digging at the pet name he gave us. Nonchalance is so last season, Lane. But then again, this is 2009, which is many, many, many seasons ago. Please, Lane. I'll never fall in love with you. And here, folks, is the cursed phrase that means we will definitely fall in love with him. I can't wait to see what scenes we will have that will make my heart captured. Oh yeah? He tilts his head. That's funny, 'cause I think I'm crazy in love with you. I blink. What? What? Huh? Huh? A smug little chuckle escapes him. Kidding, milady. You think I'd ever say that with a straight face? I click my tongue. You know what? I wish you didn't show up. He glances towards the back of the store, then back at me with that look. All right. You on a date? I got you, babe. He starts walking backwards, throwing a thumb over his shoulder. The stockroom's all ours. The stockroom? I repeat. He pushes the door open with his shoe and gestures me in like he's opening a limo door. Yep. What? Tell him it's the worst date idea ever, play along, unlocked, mutter that even the biker would have done better. This is just going to bruise his man pride. This will also bruise his man pride, so let's just play along. I squint at him like I'm judging him. I mean, I am judging him, actually. You know what? This is probably the dumbest idea I've ever liked. His smile widens. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me in my whole life. I smile in exasperation and walk ahead a few steps. When I'm right next to him, he bumps his arm into mine. Don't worry, I won't charge you for the date. Men have to pay, right? How generous. I'm a gentleman, which is why I have no idea why you're not already kissing my shoes. He flashes a grin. You slap a guy one time and suddenly decide you're too good for it. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so shocked. Oh, wow. I choked on my saliva there. I had to take some time to have a time out. Holy shit. I burst out laughing, caught off guard by the callback. You remember that? I remember everything, especially when a hot girl assaults me during my shift. Okay, let me search up the definition for assault. Assault is intentionally or recklessly causing another person to fear or apprehend immediate and unlawful physical violence. So there are 3 elements that must be achieved for something to be constituted as assault. 1, the action done by party A, that being MC, must have created a fear of immediate violence. 2, the action must have occurred without the victim's consent. And 3, the action wasn't done in self-defense. Well, obviously the first doesn't count because Lane is obviously turned on by this. He has remembered it so well, it's basically a part of his wet dreams. The second, without the victim's consent, well, I doubt anyone walks into a shift asking to be slapped. So I would assume that number 2 was achieved, so it occurred without the victim's consent. 3, the action wasn't done in self-defense. Well, considering how annoying Lane can be, I assume he offended MC enough that she had to slap him. So technically this is not assault. At least not in Lane's mind, because he liked it. I still have the slap mark saved in my heart, you know. My first point is proven. He definitely hasn't had a fear of any further violence from MC. Like, the other 2 points are hanging in the air right now, but it's not like Lane is going to take us to court anyway. First off, we're too poor. Second off, he likes it. I think. I have a funny feeling that he likes being dominated. Or maybe he's just joking, I don't know. I remember exactly that day. Say you were flirting. Kind of. Say he deserved worse. You know what? Let's keep on carrying out this option for the shits and giggles. Say you were flirting. Kind of. I try not to smile when I say this. Maybe I was just flirting. Lane blinks. He was clearly not expecting that answer. But he immediately masks it with a short laugh. Okay, hold the hell up. That slap was just your freaky way of flirting? I've been thinking about that moment while jerking off, and now you're telling me I was the bottom the whole time? Well, at least we know in future if we want to slap Lane legally, all we need to do is ask him, Lane, do you want to slap? Wow, that gave me low-key dog imagery, and it's totally not because the icon of Mad Dog convenience store is a dog. I slap my hands over my face like they'll somehow erase the last 10 seconds. Oh my god, Lane. I mean, if I'd known you were into that, I would have let you slap me a few more times. I'll bark, baby. See? My mind wasn't in the gutter. He likes it. I'll bark so good. Okay, are we on shift or are we starting to shoot a porno video? I'm getting really confused here. You know what? I think that's when I fell in love with you. M'lady. I breathe out slowly, like even the air has been affected with Lane. Lane? You love me from day one too, huh? What? No? You came back the next day though. Oh my god. That man doesn't know how to shut up. I came back because it was my job, Lane. That's what you tell yourself. Come on, babe. Lane pushes the stockroom door again and holds it for me. Let me disappoint you properly. And I go, smiling a little, just to see what the hell we're going to do there. Not exactly romantic, but having your first date in your workplace's stockroom just weirdly fits. The place is dead anyway, so why not? The floor's stained, and the air smells like places left in the dark too long. I sigh and step in. Lane is already sitting on a stack of flattened boxes on the floor, like it's the peak of luxury. He flashes me a grin in the second he sees me. Not bad, huh? He says, gesturing around like a proud host at some 4-star restaurant. Except it's this. I blink at the so-called setup. Only 2 stacks of flattened boxes as chairs, and nothing that even tries to be a table. He raises his pierced brow, watching my reaction. Oh, you're right. He ducks behind a shelf, pulls out a crushed up cardboard box, flips it over, and sets it in front of him like it's a fine piece of furniture. There. Better. We are behind a dumpster, I tell him. Romantic, right? I could have taken you to that sushi place downtown, but honestly, nothing beats ambience like this. I squint at him, still standing in the middle of the stockroom. Is sitting even the right move here? This is your idea of impressing someone? Who said I'm trying to impress you? He pauses. I mean, I am, but not in a traditional way. A small smile pulls at my lips despite myself. Ridiculous or not, I sit down anyway. The floor is cold under my legs, even through my jeans. A bit sticky too, like someone spilled soda 2 nights ago and forgot to mop it up. And I'm guessing the criminal is Lane here. Ew. Lane sits across from me with his back against the metal shelf, one leg stretched out and the other bent so he can rest an arm on his knee. He opens one of the delivery boxes next to him, he's definitely not supposed to touch, and casually grabs 2 energy drinks and a pack of cake donuts. He hands me a can. I take it and raise it, like a toast. To whatever this is. He grins, tapping his can lightly against mine. To excellent company. He opens his energy drink and takes a sip. I'm amazed this man's heart hasn't exploded yet. We live glamorous lives, he says, waving his can like a champagne flute. No customers, no work, no responsibilities. And I've got you. I roll my eyes, exchanging my can for a donut. You don't even work. I'm the one mopping the floors and wiping the shelves. He winks. What can I say? I believe in traditional values. I shoot him a look, biting into my donut. Meanwhile, you're doing nothing to keep this place running. Okay, true, I'm not mopping, but I'm definitely making sure the staff stays energized. You know, other kind of energy. He leans forward to prop his elbows on the box between us. You're gross. I'm flattered. I sigh, my mouth still half full of strawberry donut. Lane's eyes lock on me like he's imagining me without the stupid donut in my mouth. What? You ever played Truth or Dare? I swallow. Yeah? In like middle school? Perfect. That's about where my maturity peaked. I can tell. He laughs, wiping his mouth with a sleeve. Come on, let's play. What? Seriously? He leans back against the shelf again and stretches. Yeah, seriously. Why? You're scared? I let out a quick laugh. Scared implies you have that kind of effect on me. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, I say as I open my can. Yeah. You're just afraid I'll dare you to confess your undying love for me. No. I'm more afraid you'll dare me to give you a French kiss and pretend it's for the game. He runs his tongue all around his lips with an exaggerated slurp. We be doing the French a favour. Ugh. But no. I'll keep it classy. Promise. I hesitate, biting the inside of my cheek. The idea isn't that terrible. And if I'm honest, it's nice being there. Just the two of us inside a gross stockroom. And maybe I do want to know more about him. That stupid game is a good excuse. Fine, I finally say. But if you make it weird, I stop playing. He smiles. Define weird. Lane? Okay, I'll stop. He holds up both hands like I pulled a gun on him. I shake my head, smiling despite myself. All right, who goes first? He grabs his empty energy drink can and sets it in the middle of the box between us. Then gives it a spin. It turns and turns, scraping lightly against the cardboard with each wobble, until it finally slows and lands right on him. Huh. He frowns at it, clearly offended. Well, you know what they say. He reaches out and rotates the can so it points at me instead. Ladies first. Coward, I mutter. Coward? Please. I was just raised right. Sure. Truth or dare, Faye? Truth? Unlocked. Dare. Huh. You know what? This is tempting me. The unlocked dare. It's really tempting me. I'm supposing this will get us to like a better route, so unlocked dare. I hesitate. Part of me knows better. The smart thing to do in this situation is to say truth, to keep it safe. But I can already hear me calling me a coward, and the smirk he'll wear afterwards will be 10 times worse than whatever dare he's cooking up. Dare. His smirk widens. Oh, my girl's got a wild side. I like that. Don't make it gross. I would never, he answers, placing a hand over his chest. I'm a man of my word. Most of the time. I stare at him, waiting, but I can see he's dragging this out on purpose. I already kinda hate whatever's coming. You know what? Maybe the reason why he's thinking so hard is to figure out a way of how to get us to slap him again. Without actually ruining his bravado, because how can a superior man like him be a sub or a bottom? Lane? What? I haven't even said anything yet. You don't need to. I grab my energy drink. I can see it in your face. Well, I dare you to... I take a sip as he absently rolls his nose ring between his fingers. Put your hand on my chest. Wait. I needed a dare to have permission to put my hand on your chest? I'm entitled to what's underneath your clothes anyways. That's being his heart, guys. Remember what he said earlier? Our handprint is literally seared onto it. Wait, that sounds super weird. That's throwing me back to how Jacob marked Renesmee as soon as she was born. Oh my god. Alright, let's move on to not think about that horrendous image that I just painted in my brain. I snort into my drink and immediately start coughing. He just grins while I try not to die. Seriously? That's not even a real challenge. Exactly. So, what's the problem, princess? I give him the flattest look I can imagine. You just want me to touch you. I always want you to touch me. God, Lane, what have we been doing this whole time then? Our shifts barely have customers. We might as well have just taken our clothes off. Actually, why are our clothes still on while we're in the stockroom? We are both idiots. His voice drops just enough to make it worse. But this is strictly in the name of the game. Yeah, Lane. Uh-huh. Totally a slick way to maintain your pride. Sure, no motive behind it. He leans in and gently takes my hands in his. My heart jumps. Baby, he whispers while his thumb brushes lightly over my skin. You said dare, and if you refuse, I win. I snatch my hands back and cross my arms. Try that on someone else. His eyes soften. Ugh, fine. If he wants to play this, I'll play it. I shift forward, leaning over the cardboard box between us. My hand hesitates a second, then rests on the fabric of his apron. I feel the warmth of his skin through the thin cloth as I press my hand to the center of his chest. And of course, he has to exhale like that. God, you're such a pain, I mutter. He looks down at my hand. Is that what my heartbeat's saying? I thought we were the ones that were touching his chest. So why did my heart squeeze when I saw that expression? Like this cute blush? The vulnerability? Stop it. It's my turn. I'm meant to be the one in power right now. Tell me, nurse, is it racing? I roll my eyes, but my fingers twitch slightly against his chest. I mean, it kind of is. Yes, it is. That wipes the smirk right off his face. His eyes widen and flick down to where my hand still rests over him, then back to my face. And without a word, he leans back just enough for my hand to fall from his chest. The space between us now feels bigger than what it was. Yeah, okay. He clears his throat, running a hand through his hair. That's probably just the Red Bull. I had like 3 before you showed up. I raised an eyebrow. That's a lot of justifying for a heartbeat. I mean, he starts to say more, but his fingers go to his nose ring again. I could die any second. Well, that's a real roundabout way to say that you want us to give you mouth to mouth if you keel over. Essentially a smooch. Normally, I would say playing hard to get isn't cute, but it looks cute on you, Lane. It looks cute. He grins, and just like that, he's back to normal. Or at least pretending to be. You'd have to give a big speech at my funeral. A small laugh slips out before I can stop it. I don't believe him, but it's kind of cute how he tries to pretend it's true. Anyway, don't get any ideas, he adds. Not happening. He laughs, leaning back until his shoulders rest against the shelf behind him. Yeah, I know. Your turn, nurse. I have no idea what I'm going to ask him, but I guess I'll figure it out. All right, so... Truth or dare, Lane? He bites his lips. Wow, you want blood, he says. I can feel it. Maybe. He rubs his chin, pretending to weigh his options. Truth. Boring. It's just strategic, he corrects, tapping his temple. Gotta feel you out before I commit to dares. Besides, I want to spill my secrets, so you can fall even more in love with me. I roll my eyes so hard I nearly see the inside of my skull. Fine. Truth. I pause. I've got a million dumb questions I could throw at him, but there's one I've always been curious about. All right, be honest. Oh no. Have you ever been in love? His eyes widen slightly, and his smirk drops faster than I expected. He looks away, suddenly more interested in the crumpled cake wrapper on the cardboard box. Straight for the jugular, huh? You said truth, I shrug. He laughs under his breath. Yeah, I did. He rests his head on the shelf and takes a long, deep breath before answering. As if it's easier to talk about it as if he pretends it doesn't matter. She was older than me. I straighten up without meaning to. Suddenly, I'm all ears. What happened? I hope you'll be just as invested in our own love story. Lane? Right. So, back in high school, I fell in love with that girl. You know, the type, all ripped jeans, chipped black nail polish, and piercings everywhere. He smiles as he says that. She also had, massive tits, he adds casually. I groan and cover my face with both hands. Oh my god. And always wore those shirts with no bra. Not that I'm complaining. I peek at him through my fingers. He gives me a cocky side glance. I roll my eyes, but I don't stop him. I want to hear the rest. 16-year-old me couldn't stand a chance. So, obviously, I did what any lovesick idiot would do. I pierced the hell out of my face. My mouth drops. You're joking. Lane? Doing something that dumb for a girl? That does not line up with the guy sitting in front of me. Nope. See this one? He points at his eyebrow piercing. It's the first one I got. I did it with a safety pin and a lighter. That must have hurt. He lets out a dry laugh. Nah, it always heals. So yeah, I was just some dumb kid trying way too hard to impress her. I thought maybe if I looked enough like the guy she liked, she'd stop looking over my shoulder at every walking erection that passed by. He flicks his earring like it's still new and sore. But no, turns out trying that hard just makes you look pathetic. He pauses for a second, like the words taste bad. I was her cute boy phase or whatever the hell she called it. Then one day she just ghosted me. And later I saw a printed photo of her with some fuckboy named Brad. Like, Brad? Seriously? That's who she picked over me? He shakes his head, still offended by the audacity of it. After that, she sent me one last message. Finally getting dicked down right, she said. I wince. Ouch. Yeah. I think that's when he snaps his fingers. You know, fuck it. Love's a joke. Women like assholes, so I'll be one. I won't fall for it again. I open my mouth, but nothing comes out at first. What am I supposed to answer? So I glance at him, at the nose ring he couldn't stop playing with, at those blue eyes, the kind people write poems about. But there's nothing soft left in him. It's Lane after all. Comfort him, tell him he's being unfair. Let's comfort him. I wouldn't do this to someone when they're having a vulnerable moment. Well, I start, leaning back slightly. The piercings suit you now. His eyes snap towards me. See, he's so cute. Like, he didn't expect... Because that's such a way to normalize it. He views the piercings in some way as, a lingering regret. Because he did it for a girl. But what MC is saying now is hey, even though you told me the story, I'm not considering it as, your phase of, you doing something silly. I just think it looks really good on you now. So, it's a part of you. It's not it's anything related to her. And I think that's why he's so caught off guard, you know? What? I give a little shrug. Just saying, you look weird without them. Oh my God, he exhales, dragging a hand down his face. Don't do that. Do what? Say stuff that makes me think you're falling for me, he mumbles through his palm. I laugh in relief. Relax. I said the piercings, not the rest of you. Lane gasps, offended, placing the hand who covered him on his heart. Wow, mean? But he leans in at the same moment, an evil smirk plastered on his face. But you haven't seen all my piercings. I blink. Excuse me? He reclines against the shelf again. Some of them are in sensitive places. All right. Aside from the obvious places that we're all possibly thinking of, I wonder if that blush from when we touched Lane, like in his chest, wasn't from embarrassment, but because he has like nipple piercings. Like, wild random thought. I got no clue whether I believe it because like, what are the stereotype traits associated with someone who has nipple piercings? It's education time. Okay, so I actually searched it up for the shits and giggles, and there is legitimate research on this topic. Like, what I searched up was, what are the stereotype traits for those who have nipple piercings? But what came out was actually research that assessed, like, trends in people who have piercings in intimate places. So, I quote unquote, respondents were significantly younger, less ethnically diverse, better educated, less likely to be married, more often homosexual or bisexual, and they initiated sexual activity at a younger age than the US population. Well, considering that he had a girlfriend at 16 and she's saying, I'm finally getting dick down right. So 16 is, in my culture, a pretty young age to have sexual intercourse. So that's ticked off. He is young. He had his piercings pretty young, so that's ticked off. Like, less ethnically diverse, well, he is, like, not of colour, so that applies. So, he's obviously not homosexual, so is he bi? Lane being bi is such a wild concept because, like, I don't think, like considering how he presents, and this is set in 2009, he definitely, if he is in the closet, he'll be heavily in denial. Ugh, great. Thank you for the mental image. Didn't you say you were like 16 when you got them? All that for a girl? I could only imagine how bad you must have been in bed. That actually makes him choke a little. Hey, okay. First of all, you weren't there. Thank God. I was young. I was figuring it out. I smirk. All I'm saying is, if I was going to get pierced down there, I'd at least make sure I knew how to use it. Wow. Then he bursts out laughing. Shit. Guess that's why you're my favorite. I lift a shoulder. You started it. A small moment passes. I finish my drink while Lane still looks at me. Not just looking, like he's examining every inch of my face, trying to figure something out. But I don't know what. Maybe, he suddenly says, dragging out the word, I need a second chance to prove my younger self wrong. Gross. Did you just flirt with me and admit you were bad in bed in the same sentence? Now, MC, you know what they say in the realm of science? If you want to get consistent, reliable results, you need to run the experiment multiple times, and with the same two factors. So the factors being you and Lane. Oh, the third factor is in the bedroom, because we don't want to be doing it in public. So Lane, let's get buckled in because we're going for a long ride. Let's test whether our hypothesis that Lane is bad in bed is true. Hopefully, my hypothesis proves false. Depends. Is this working? Not even a little. He grins. Liar. I roll my eyes, biting back a smile. I'm not seeing just the Lane everyone else sees now. I'm seeing the guy underneath, the one who still remembers the way it felt to be made small. And now I wonder what he'd be like if he ever let someone see that version of him. So, does that mean you've never fallen in love since then? I even surprised myself with this question. And Lane doesn't say anything right away. He stares at the cardboard box between us, then up at me. But instead of answering, he tosses me a smirk. Hey, I already answered your truth question. I raise an eyebrow. Gotta keep some mystery, don't I? I smile back at him, but his eyes linger on me longer than they should. Like he wants to say more, but doesn't know how. Or maybe he's scared of what he'd say if he tried. He finally leans back and smacks the cardboard table. All right, my turn. Truth or dare, Faye? I sigh. Truth. Fair enough. But keep playing like that and we're going to die of boredom before the shift ends. I give him a death stare. Okay, let me think. He tilts his head like he's running through a list of questions, most of them probably inappropriate. What he says next isn't at all what I expected. What's your biggest fear? I laugh. You mean like spiders or ghosts? Nah, I mean the real shit. The thing that messes with your head. I pause. I don't exactly have something that I fear, but I don't know. Maybe I could just lie and say something normal, like needles or whatever. But my answer slips out before I can filter it. The red. Lane blinks. Huh? Great, now he probably thinks I'm crazy. I laugh awkwardly. You mean the colour? I nod, and he sits up a little straighter. I don't know why. I know it's dumb, but it's been there since I started working here. That's funny as hell. I sigh. Don't be a dick. I'm not being a dick. Just saying, if someone's sunburned, do you look away? Or do you scream? I let out a groan and rub my face. You're such an idiot. He gives me a sheepish look. Hey, I'm trying to understand. You know, even though this scene is kind of funny, this interaction is low-key making me love Lane. Like, he is very clumsily trying to understand someone's fear in this scenario. And he's not, like, immediately invalidating it, which is really nice. Like, he is joking. I think he is trying to, like, reduce how vulnerable MC feels in this moment. But he didn't say stuff like, oh, that is so stupid. There is, like, more things that you should be scared about in the world. Instead, what he's doing is that he's exploring it. He's trying to understand, like, what he's saying here. Sometimes I think the fear of not having a perfect response causes people to kind of not respond when they get a closure like this. A disclosure, sorry. And that lack of a response can be read as indifference. So just remember, people will always appreciate you trying. And in this case, even though MC is biting back at him sometimes, she's still unpacking it. So she still thinks that Lane is listening. You're failing. So what? Like any red? Bright, dark, blood red? That one especially, I say. But honestly, yeah. It's not that I'm scared, it's just, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, I can't breathe when there's too much of it. He watches me for a second longer. His mouth opens like he's going to make another joke, but then he stops himself. Then he just lifts his shoulder like it's no big deal. I mean, that's not even the weirdest fear I've ever heard. Oh my god. Even though Lane is trying so hard to be an asshole, in the end, his true character shines through. Look what he's doing. He is normalizing the fear for us. Like, he doesn't want us to feel ashamed. Like, come on. I'm not being delusional. He is genuinely a nice person and he hasn't lost that. It's just buried under a layer of hurt that caused him to protect himself. Because being nice and being considerate is being vulnerable. And being vulnerable means that you are bringing your heart on an empty platter for someone to hurt you. That's probably what he's feeling right now. One guy who worked there had a phobia of peaches. I had to restock the fruit section for him because he couldn't even look at them. Stupid asshole. Wow, Lane being useful? Okay, but Peaches don't look like there's blood everywhere. See? Like, the fact that he stopped the Peaches to the other guy shows that he also has the consideration to back it up. He is doing all the things that you should do after a friend tells you something emotionally important to them. First, understand from their perspective, which is what he did. He unpacked what specifically MC feared about in terms of the red. 2, he validated their struggles. Don't make them feel ashamed for it. He was like, that is not even the weirdest fear. And then 3rd, show consideration in your future actions, which in the case of the Peach guy, he didn't let his colleague deal with the fruit section. That is so nice. I'm falling in love with him. Shit. It's not that kind of weird. Depends when you eat them. Did he say what he just said? Yes. I laugh a little, but it fades as quickly as it came. Lane must see the shift in my face because his next words come out quieter. Did something happen? He asks. I don't answer right away. I want to say no, but I can't. So instead, I say the next closest thing. I don't know. He doesn't push, but nods once, like he's saying he gets it even if he doesn't. Which is very strange coming from him. I guess that's how fear works. Doesn't have to make sense. But you know, for someone who hates red, you do look good when you blush. And I just love when he knows it's appropriate to joke again to light up the atmosphere and make MC feel more comfortable. Like, random law drop, but I'm a psychiatric nurse, so we often deal with hard conversations like these, and honestly what I've learned from experience is that you don't have to be super, super serious all the time when people are disclosing serious information to you. Sometimes lighting up the atmosphere is appropriate. It helps the person to not drown in what they're talking about. It lets them just slowly, just enough stay on the surface to unpack what's going on with them, and they feel understood and they feel safe. So yeah, from my perspective, he's doing a really good job. He's actually a really considerate guy. But of course he has his flaws, you know, but he is considerate deep down. He can outlaw his behaviors. It will take time, but he's not an asshole. Like, at his core, he's not. Maybe I shouldn't talk to you anymore, or you'll turn all red and die. There you are, I mutter. The real me, he says proudly. I look at him and smile to myself, because even though he handled my weird answer like it was just him being himself, he still listened. And that means more than if he said something perfect. See? That's literally what I said before. Call me a prophet. He stretches his arms behind his head, fingers laced. All right, final round. You get to pick truth or dare, but... I narrow my eyes. But what? But it's for the both of us. What? Explain. We both gotta answer or do it. High risk, high reward, baby. I cross my arms. Not fair, but you're a brat, so... All right. I am, so choose wisely. My mind starts spinning through possibilities. I shouldn't take truth. It doesn't feel like a good idea after that. But dare seems risky, considering how Lane is. Choose dare, Faye. You know what? I'm interested to see what would happen if we choose truth. So let's choose it, and then we'll scroll back afterwards. I shouldn't talk about it. Oh, interesting. So it immediately blocks us from doing it. I feel like this is a very good representation of trauma, because for some individuals, their mind will literally, and their body will shut down, will physiologically shut down on allowing them to disclose it, because the body recognizes if they were to talk about it again, like the body will have to activate like the fight, flight, or freeze response, and it'll make them actually physically unwell to stop them from talking about it, which I'm guessing is what's happening here. Her mind is shutting down from possibly being in a situation where she feels re-traumatized again by talking about it. So let's just say, dare. Dare. He just smiles. Aight. Stand up. That's what he does. And my brain immediately flashes every possible bad idea he could have. Why? I apologize for the dog in the background. It's so ironic that we're playing Big Bad Dogs and we have a dog literally barking in the middle of my playthrough. But you know what? It's for ambience. Let's keep on going. Because I said so, princess. With a sigh, I stand. Whatever this is, it's probably going to be stupid. Okay, he says slowly, like he's dragging it out on purpose. I dare us to drink one of those shitty mini bottles from the back shelf. I blink. What? But he's already moving, brushing dust off his pants like he's just had the best idea. Come on, baby. Hey, wait, you mean the actual alcohol we sell here? Yes, what else? You want us to steal from our own store? I mean, we already stolen once by grabbing the energy drinks and the strawberry donuts, right? I mean, we already made a mistake. Why not make it worse, I guess? YOLO. At least in Lane's logic. Lane shrugs with his usual all-cool confidence, like I just asked him to borrow a pen. Relax, he says with a wink. It's barely stealing if it's ours, right? He swings the stockroom door open and nods towards it like he's telling me to get moving. I didn't say yes. Without turning around, he throws a hand in the air. You're saying it with your eyes. I'm literally saying no with my mouth. He spins to face me. You're acting like I dared you to rob a bank. We haven't even started our shift yet, and Ronnie Joe will check the stock count. Lane gives me this look like I'm being dramatic again. Women. Do you really think RJ care if one little vodka bottle disappears? Yes, he definitely cares. You know that if you ever bother to read his post-it. He waves it off. Please. RJ's too busy getting divorced and pretending not to hate me. He won't even check the cameras. He will be when he sees we sold nothing and one's bottle magically gone. Then we lie. Come on, babe. We barely have customers past midnight. Who's going to question it? I give him a long stare. I am not getting fired over this. He tilts his head against the door and gives me a dumb little grin. Then say no, he points at me. Say it. Say the words. No, Lane. I refuse your dare. Why do you sound so smug? Because if you say it, I win. Ugh. And, he adds, you'll owe me a dare that I get to use next shift. I laugh. That's not how the game works. It is now. Sometimes I forget I'm working with a fully grown adult. But then he does shit like this and reminds me he's really just a teenager full of piercings. I don't move for a moment, watching him make a big show out of being an idiot. But I know him well enough to know that this is just Lane, and I really shouldn't play along with him. Refuse the dare. I still don't move an inch. No, Lane. He gasps, then points at me with his finger. She said it! She actually said it! I roll my eyes and step towards the open door, ready to leave him and his dumb plan behind. I have work to do, I add, and I don't even like alcohol. But just as I reach the doorway, he pushes it shut with one palm, then leans against the door, blocking the way with that smug look plastered all over his face. Where do you think you're going? I move to push past him, but he shifts and blocks again. Lane, move. He cocks his head. You coward. Just a responsible employee, I groan, stepping forward and pressing against his arm. But it doesn't even make him move. No balls. I am a woman. Exactly. Ugh. Don't be dramatic, he says. One sip isn't going to kill you. I shove at him again, both hands flat on his chest this time. But again, he's deliberately blocking me with his stupid tall body. You're in my way, Lane, I growl. He glances down at my hands at his chest, then lets out a laugh. I'm in your heart, he smirks. I am not. Sure. He he murmurs, raising his head and closing his eyes. Press harder, maybe I'll let out a moan. How is it we always end up with our hands on his chest? This is really just making me contemplate even more whether he truly has nipple piercings, like with this much of an emphasis. Unlocked, take him at his own game, ignore him and walk out, and shut him down. Well, I always get very tempted when I get an unlocked scene, so let's do that. Unlocked. Oh my god. Normally I'd groan and shove past. But tonight, I don't know. Maybe I should shift tactics. Or maybe I'm just tired of letting Lane have the last word. I drop my hand from his chest like I'm giving up, but then slowly I drag it back up, my fingertips tapping deliberately along the hem of his dumb uniform shirt until I press right into one of his pecs. Oh! Squish. I tilt my head and raise my brows. Wow. Who knew Lane was packing? Lane chokes. What the I give it another exaggerated squish, like I'm testing fruit in the produce aisle. Okay, what sort of fruit requires you to squish so hard? Like, genuinely. If you were to squish any fruit, like, the inner contents will come out, or juices. Well, I mean, if Lane's juices come out, I wouldn't mind cleaning it up. I do see something like a broom there, but I don't think I'll need the broom to clean up his juices. I could use my mouth instead. Who said that? Not me. Totally not me. He stares at me, stunned silent. The kind of silence that only happens when someone's never been out-flirted in their life and doesn't know what to do. He opens his mouth, closes it again, and then clears his throat like he's resetting himself. That bastard lights up. Did you just honk my... I chuckle, letting my hand drift down, then tap the center of his chest with my index finger. Yes. So, where's the moan? He blinks, and then laughs, surprised, clearly not used to someone playing his own game better than him. What's wrong? You're acting like no one's ever flirted with you before. His jaw shifts. He cuts himself off and shakes his head with a grin, trying to keep the mood light, but failing to hide the strange flush rising to his cheeks. My fingers flex again against his shirt, more curious than I'd like to admit. I was expecting a full 6-pack of steel as well, I murmur, almost like I'm talking to myself. That gets a real grin out of him. Oh yeah? He leans forward slightly, just enough to crowd me again. And before I can retract my hand, he catches my wrist and slowly guides it lower, past his chest, until my palm presses against the hard lines of his abs. Whew, it's getting hot in here. Goodness. Try again, he says. I've got the goods. And okay, he's not lying. I press a little, maybe just to see if he'll flinch, but he doesn't. My heart's beating a little faster now, but I keep my face cool. Not impressive. I felt better. Lane chuckles. Sure you have. He lets go of my wrist, but I don't move my hand right away. We're both just standing there for a second, close enough that Lane's breathing brushes against me. So, what now? Should I show you what's under my abs? I laugh through my nose. I think I'll pass. You're still touching me, though. I glance down. My hand is, in fact, still on his stomach. I snatch it back like you burned me. And Lane whistles, clearly enjoying my reaction. I feel like, he says, stepping slightly aside but still blocking most of the door, if I touch your chest the same way you touch mine, I'd be a registered sex offender by now. I raise an eyebrow. Do you seriously feel oppressed right now? Absolutely. No one cares. This is male suffering. I roll my eyes, but I can't deny he has a point. So, let me know when it's my turn to start quality checking your... He gestures vaguely at my chest, his blue eyes dropping and studying there, with absolutely no shame. I slap his pec hard enough to make him blink. What, babe? Fair's fair. Nice try. No, I'm serious, he says. If you're going to go around grabbing my pec like if it's a stress ball, I think it's only polite if I return the favour. I smack his arm, laughing despite myself. You're just being disgusting. I'm being progressive, he corrects smoothly. My sister would be proud. I step back. My hand finds the door handle behind him, and I start to push. Hey, you owe me a dare. Oh yeah, I say, smiling as I push the door open. Try not to come up with something too lame. I finally manage to slip past him, brushing against his shoulder on my way out. He doesn't respond right away, and doesn't block me this time. He just stands there, his back pressed to the door as he watches me go, like he's processing whatever the hell just happened between us. Don't worry. Tomorrow, you're mine. I walk out without another word, but I can still feel his eyes on me. Behind the counter, I spot the manager's usual post-it note. I sigh. All right, let's do this. Okay, so I'm guessing the first thing that we need to do is clean. So we'll go to the stockroom. We will grab the cleaning supplies, bleach, broken mop handles, and another list of chores he'll ignore and you'll finish. Classic. You take the supplies without thinking too much. And let's have a look at this. Take a look. Let's talk to Lane first. Well, damn. You really came back with the whole cleaning arsenal, huh? He grins like a fool. His eyes move from the map to my face. From the mop to my face. You always handle a stick that well? Well, I was wondering how I was going to present my wish to test the hypothesis is laying bad in bed, but I guess if testing this hypothesis makes you more interested, I am more than willing to show you how dexterous I am in getting sticks to follow my command. Jeez. Flat back. I handle a lot of things well. Mops included. Oh, he's so cute when he blushes. Oh, okay. Great job, Faye. For once, you've managed to make him uncomfortable instead of the other way around. After an awkward silence, he clears his throat. That mouth of yours is gonna get you into trouble. You should see what other things my mouth can do. I can wolf down a sausage real well.
I was wondering about that. I heard something about that.
I mean, but I prefer my sausages to be organic. Very organic. Let's have a look through the other things. Staff complaint report. Data submission 11th of the 3rd, 2009. Employee name. Is that starts with an S? Shane? Position night shift cashier. Supervisor RJ, shift night. Complaint summary, unsafe work conditions. The ceiling above the register has been leaking for 6 weeks. How is this not fixed? The mold smell in the stockroom is really getting bad. A few of us have to take breaks because of it. Negligence, the worst. Some coworkers, one in particular, routinely leave early or sleep in the back. No manager presence during night shifts despite repeated issues, no security. Requested action. Maybe listen to your staff? Final note. Hope you actually read it this time, RJ. Had to print this out on an old schedule. No blank forms left. Just quit. Interesting. Okay. And then take a look. Okay, October 13th, October 19th. Morning RJ plus afternoon. Oh, this is the person that probably made the complaint. Mike? I think that's a Mike. Mike. Lane knows how to use his tongue. Lane plus new girl. Girl? A new girl starts tonight. Okay, interesting. There's nothing that I can seem to click onto here. A stack of unopened boxes. The boxes are labelled, but the handwriting looks rushed. One has a missing can and got a tear, like someone opened it and closed it fast. Cringe poster. A motivational poster with a wolf howling at the moon. It says, lead the pack, which is rich considering you're in the back of a convenience store. Okay, let's keep on talking to Lane. Lane leans against the shelf with a mop in one hand and his phone in the other. You've been hanging around here for 10 minutes. You good or you're just growing roots? He grins without looking up. Mentally preparing to lift a box is 80% of lifting a box. I'm just meditating on it. That box of soda's been crying for help since I got here. Let it cry then. I keep on talking and bothering him. You know, there's no signal because of the thunderstorm, right? His thumb pauses and he glanced up at me for 1 second. There's no signal anywhere. It's 2009. Welcome. I snort and drop a few small boxes on the shelf beside him. So what, you're just staring at the home screen? He doesn't answer right away. Instead, his thumb lazily traces a zigzag pattern across the screen, caught up in a rhythm only he understands. I'm playing Snake. I'm about to break my high score, he explains. You're what? Shh. I stare at him for a second, his blue-grey eyes flickering with the light from the screen as his thumb moves over it. That man takes this way too seriously. Don't you have shelves to stop? I start, but the sudden beep from his phone cuts me off. His screen fades to black and Lane lets out a quiet groan. No. You distracted me. I was about to beat it. Defeated, he tilts his head back and lets gravity do the rest. I grin, not sorry at all. You died? I crashed, he corrects. There's a difference. He flops back dramatically against the shelf. And you made me lose, by the way. I laugh a step closer, stealing a glance at the smartphone in his hands. The snake is in pieces on the screen. Lane groans again. Guess you'll have to go back to pretending to work. He sighs like wrestling the thunderstorm for signal sounds like a way better plan than actually doing any work. Then slowly, he starts pressing buttons on the keypad. And when he's done, he flips the phone towards me. The calculator is open. Oh my god. This really throws me back to when I was in primary school. Like, we would do it on our little Casio calculators. This is like, I don't know, like year 3, year 4 behaviors. Like when you're like 8, 9. I don't even know how we knew the concept of that, but this is like boobs. I stare at it, then at him. You seriously showed me that? He laughs softly and clears the screen right after, already typing something else. You laughed. I roll my eyes and reach past him for the towel. I didn't. Almost. A second later, he shows me the screen again. Oh, this is boobies. I still remember it. Oh my god. I'm no better than a young guy then. I blink. What's that one? Flip it. I flip it. Okay, really mature. You're dumb. That's what you get for ruining my snake score. Alright, let's keep on clicking. You could help me carry one box. Just one. You know, like if he's going to annoy us, let us annoy him as well. I'll even let you grunt dramatically like you did something. He puts his phone down for 2 seconds. I could help, yes. I should help. But see, I'd hate to get in the way of your strong, independent woman arc. I deadpan. You're really determined to make me break a sweat, huh? Just testing if guilt works on you. Tragically, no. But flirting? That might do it. I roll my eyes. I'm not flirting. I'm begging you to move like a functional adult. Begging? So, is this the part where you get on your knees, or... If I didn't like you so much, I would say, yes, to pray to any higher being to deflate your pompous ass. But because I like you, I'll say, yeah. Can you please marry me? Gross. I'd rather get on my knees and lick the floor of the washroom. He smirks even more like he's just won something. Either way, you're on the floor, and that's just the way I like it. Fucking. And let's click on Lane again. You know I'm just messing with you, right? If you really needed help, I'll, I don't know, pretend to lift something. You're all talk, Lane. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just waiting for the right motivation. You just keep clicking on me hoping I'll do something useful, huh? Okay, looks like he doesn't want to say anything more. Yeah, okay. So let's clean then. So we're going to clean. So aisle 1, okay. You ask her if she needs help finding anything. She looks up from her basket, eyes tired but kind. Yeah, actually, do you know where the chocolate display is? My daughter's having a night meltdown, and apparently dark chocolate is the only thing keeping her alive today. You say that you don't remember, but you're going to check. She looks around and gives you a smile. I'll manage. At least you tried. You're not like the young boy from earlier. He just pointed and said, don't know. Okay. Sounds like him. Oh. Go back to aisle 2. Oh, wow, there's vomit on the floor. Jesus. Smells like energy drink, gum, and shit. You wipe until the surface squeaks. As you clean, you hear your co-worker's familiar voice behind you. Careful, Cinderella. If you make it too clean, people will start expecting effort from us. Okay, why is there blood in a convenience store? And now it's gone. Okay. Store entrance. Let's explore aisle 3. Ramen display. The packets are uneven. Someone rummaged through them earlier or dropped them. You rotate them one by one. Okay, looks like the chocolates were here. The shelf's half empty or half full. Depends if he's the kind of person who still believes in sugar highs. So let's go back. Oh, advertising sign. A dusty sign advertising. Is that Mamba? Mamba Crunch Extreme Chips. Featuring a yellow cartoon snake giving a thumbs up. You're not sure what the flavour is, but the snake seems proud of it. So let's go back to aisle 1 and tell the lady, just to be nice. A customer scanned the shelves with a puzzled look. She's looking for dark chocolate. Oh my goodness, dark chocolate. Says it's for her daughter. You point her towards the aisle 3 near the fridge. She nods, clearly relieved. Oh, thank God. You just saved me from a sugarless war zone. Appreciate it, sweetheart. Oh, there's a few things that haven't clicked here. This one. Fridges. Near the fridges, you find a sticker of a female cartoon character in a bikini. Someone drew horns and fangs on her, but her breasts are still intact. Obviously, the most important part is still intact in the male gaze. All right. So go back. Let's go to the stockroom again and talk to Lane. Geez, do you even know what a real job is? Define real. Like one where I actually do things? That's part of it, yeah. He takes a moment to think. Of course I did, genius. I was a bartender at a shithole. No way, I raise an eyebrow. They let you serve people drinks? Yep. Wow. I can't even picture Lane working a job where there's always something to do. Here, he barely lifts a finger. And what happened? I ask, suddenly way too curious. I got fired. Of course. That somehow feels like the most Lane thing he could have said. Let me guess, you got fired for stealing alcohol and hitting on every girl? Well, he scratches his chin like he's trying to remember. I mean, yeah, kinda. I sigh in exasperation. But that's not why I got fired. Not really. Tell me then. Shouldn't you be cleaning something, woman? I ignored the comment. Shut up and speak. Your wish is my command. He pockets his phone, finally giving me his full attention. So, it's a Saturday night and the place is packed. I'm behind the bar as usual, doing my thing, but boom. He puts his hands up. This girl walks in like a 10 out of 10 Victoria's Secret supermodel. I'm not even kidding. I nod as he jabs a finger in my direction. But the thing is, she's looking right at... Now he points at his own chest. Me. Like I fucking me from across the room. Me. That's already crazy. Nice start, I guess, I mutter. So I let out my best smile and toss her a free shot. Just being hospitable, you know? He shrugs. She comes up, starts chatting, laughing, twirling her hair at me. She even said she liked my piercings. So I'm thinking, easy win, Lane. Someone's getting sucked tonight. Oh my God. He stops and furrows his brow. Then, out of nowhere, this guy appears. A big 2 meters tall motherfucker. Like a gym rat with 220 pounds of pure muscle. I don't know why I can't help but find this funny. Her boyfriend? Yeah, he grins. Dude walks right up between me and that chick. I swear I stayed polite and all that. But then he said, "You ironed my girl?" He says it as he mimics the guy's growl. And were you? Dumb question, Faye. Of course I was. I'm not blind. I bury my face into the towel, feeling him lean closer towards me like he's about to share a secret. I mean, I was thinking all kinds of shit, but I didn't say anything. He throws his hands up like he deserves praise for it. And then adds with a laugh, I just told her man she has nice legs and I might have made a joke. I stare at him. What kind of joke? I said that if I really wanted to sleep with her, she'd already be in the back. Lane keeps going like he's the one who was done dirty. And before you say I crossed a line, she was into it, all right? I let out a sigh and facepalm. Lane, that's not even funny. I know, he laughs. It came out wrong. I panicked. Anyway, the next thing I know, the guy grabs me by the collar and punches me right in the side of the face. I hit the floor so hard, there's blood everywhere. I flinch at the thought of blood splattered all over. Oh my god. Yeah, everyone was watching. Then my boss comes around and doesn't even check if I'm alive. He said, I told you to stop drinking behind the bar. I told you to keep your dick in your pants. And now you want to start bar fights? Get the fuck out of here before I call the cops, you self-important little dick. I try really hard not to laugh, but it cracks out of me anyway. But what the fuck? I didn't swing back. In fact, I didn't even try to. Only because he looked like he could kill you with one finger? Obviously. But also because I looked at that guy and I looked at her and I thought, I'm not getting my ribs broken for someone I don't even give a shit about. He lets that hang in the air for a second before smoking again. She wasn't worth bleeding over. I raise an eyebrow. Sounds like you're lucky he didn't kill you. Yeah, well, I've taken worse beatings. By a woman. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. I roll my eyes before grabbing a box, hearing his phone unlocking again behind me. That damn man. Alright, let's see if there's anything else to interact with for him. Okay, nothing more to interact with. I feel like... Would there be something interesting? No, nothing to click on here. I thought there'll be something, honestly. Okay. Apparently nothing. Alright. So, how do I finish this? Like, let's just say aisle 3. Go to store entrance. Okay, let's click on some of these then. Oh, I haven't done the washroom yet, have I? Alright, let's do the washroom. Okay, yeah. Clean the stains. Ew, what is this? You scrub it until it disappears. Ooh. Toilet paper is your best friend, after me, of course. Look in the mirror. You catch your reflection in the mirror. You smile, but the glass is cracked, slicing your face into pieces. It makes it look like something else is smiling back. Okay, go back. Okay, some boxes. A rack of forgotten snacks sit by the entrance. Chips, candy, and instant noodles. The packaging faded and frayed. You can't help but wonder if they're gone rotten by now. Lost dog poster. Switch. Please help me find my dog. 555-071-9221. I wonder why there's X's over the dog's eyes. Vending machine. Check the vending machine. You hit the machine hoping it'll start working again, but you've got no idea how to actually fix it. Maybe it's better to just come back another day and try again. Okay, so we can't really do much for that. Look at the security camera. The security camera is tilted wrong, probably knocked loose weeks ago and never fixed. It barely covers the blind spots anymore. Maybe that's why things go missing so often. But knowing Rony Joe, he'd rather trust people than pay for new screws. Okay, so let's go outside. I don't think there's anything else. Walk to the alley. Interesting. I see what kind of guy he is, and I hate that you give him attention. Hope? You've gone bad. Interesting. Okay. Go back. Go inside the store. Is there anything else I need to do? I don't know. Maybe I'll check the post-it. Okay. If not scanned, write it down at time, please. November 17, 2009, day, night shift, refund. Vending machine, $80.50. I gave the customer spicy ramen as a refund. 6:02 a.m. A guy bought a lot of candy but didn't have enough money, so I said it's cool. Kit Kat and I don't know what else. Lane. 6:11 a.m. No more Red Bull. Just got restocked, dumbass. November 18, 2009, day, 1:02 p.m. Saw a motorcycle parked in the alley behind the store. 4:58, coffee machine broken again. Called repair guy. Night shift, 12. Lane left empty boxes in the aisle again. Question mark? Yeah, fill them up so I can stare at you while you're at it. Interesting. To do. Clean store plus washroom, which we've done. Restock aisles the second of time. I think I've done that. Did I? Empty trash bins. Try fixing the vending machine. By the way, my wife kicked me out, so don't expect me to be any nicer tomorrow. RJ. Oh, poor thing. Let me check aisle 2. Maybe I haven't done everything. Oh, okay. There is something that I haven't done. Condoms display. You restocked the shelf ones. A guy asked if you knew from experience which one was best. You told him the silence kind. Okay, I don't think there's anything else for me to touch. Yeah. Oh, cold coffee, not refrigerated. The label is faded. Did you eat anything today? Of course not. You never do when you're spiraling. Okay, so that's it for that. Keep looking at me like that and I'm going to think you actually enjoy my company. I'm still deciding if you're the worst coworker I've ever had or just the laziest. Why not both? I sigh and lean my shoulder against the shelf, crossing my arms. For once, the silence between us isn't loaded, just oddly quiet. You ever think about doing something else? He tilts his head slightly towards me. Like, with my life? No, I meant like moving 3 inches to your left so I can reach the soda boxes. He chuckles. Ouch, that's rude, princess. I sigh again. I don't think I can learn any more from him. But just as I'm about to leave, his voice softens. Yeah, I think about it sometimes. I raise an eyebrow. He's not looking at me anymore, not even staring at his phone. His eyes are just somewhere else, maybe on a future he doesn't believe in. But then I remember I don't really have people to impress, or reasons to try harder than this. He finally looks at me again, and there's something different in his gaze now. Then, just like that, he shrugs it off. But anyway, unlocked, say something honest, keep running your mouth, don't pretend you care. I'm gonna say something honest. You joke about not having anyone to impress, but I think you do. He blinks and his smile drops a little. Who? You? Maybe. He stares at me, like trying to figure out if I'm being serious. In fact, I am being serious. But when I think I can get more than sarcasm out of him, his signature smirks creeps back in. Careful. Say sweet things like that and I'll start thinking you really love me. I blink. He chuckles, enjoying my reaction even though I saw the slight panic he tried to swallow. God, you're insufferable. And yet, you're still here, flirting with me. He leans in slightly, his voice dropping to a near purr. Just admit it, you're not staying for the boxes. I turn away immediately before I can see my cheeks turning tomato red. So, basically all that's happening is that when we go out to store entrance, we go outside, walk to the alley. What I didn't realise is that there's a little red highlight up here. Walk to the staff door, and that was the thing that was probably missing. So if anyone's stuck and they've done all the things on Ronnie's post-it note, this is probably the last part that you needed. And then if we go back, go to the store. There we go. See, so we got like a new part now. I'm assuming that this will allow us to kind of progress. So I talked to the customer, an elderly man in a worn coat and mismatched shoes. He carries a plastic bag and wanders slowly through the entrance area. You catch him mumbling near the automatic doors and ask if he needs help finding something. You think a dog will come back if it loved you, huh? But nah, they get lost easy, real easy. He chuckles to himself. Had two once, brothers, kinda, not by blood, but by time. First one was a loud fella. He barked at the wind, barked at the clouds, barked at his own damn tail. But never once bit, not even when the neighbor's kids pulled his ears. I feel like this is very much Lane description. All bark that one, but soft where it counted. Yeah, very much Lane. What? The other one you asked? You didn't even open your mouth. The other one was quiet, never made a peep, would just watch you with them eyes, or sat by the door watching the world like he knew something the rest of us didn't. Wouldn't even bark when he was hungry. First time he bit someone, it was that neighbor's kid. He came round and started pushing the loud dog, tossing rocks at him. So he got up and bit the boy's hand so hard, he screamed like he met God. You watched the old man slap his thigh, laughing hard. Funny, ain't it? Folks always trust the quiet ones. Figures they won't do nothing till they do. I feel like that's very much a biker boy description. They say dogs are reflections of their masters. Don't believe him, young lady. 'Cause I tried, with the quiet one. I did all the right things. But some dogs, they come with something broken already. He touches a faded scar on his forearm. I didn't blame him, but he looked sorry after. Scared even. Like he didn't want to be that way. Still called him a good boy. Even when the neighbors said I should put him down. Alright, so I think, yeah, now we can finish the task. But let me just check if there's any more interactions with that old man with the dogs. Anyway, ain't Sid switched if that's what you're wondering. Oh, you want to find him? Ask yourself what kind of dog you're waiting for. But don't forget, not all bad dogs got collars. Okay, so it seems like there's no more interactions with that guy. So let's go to aisle 3 and finish the tasks. I think I did everything. Finish your task, continue the story. I finished straightening the last row of instant noodles, then stepped back enough to eye the remaining ones and fix them with one lazy swipe of my hand. I inhaled deeply and let it all out, placing both my hands on my hips. There's a weird kind of pride that comes with finally getting all the shelves looking decent. My feet hurt, my back is sore, and the mop water is still a little red from whatever sticky mess a customer left in the aisle. Well, damn, you know what? It could have been the same result if Lane actually committed to what he said that we'll do in the storeroom. And that will be way more satisfying. To literally screw around while you're on the clock. Of course, this is just in my fantasies. Don't come for me. I unfortunately have a very strong work ethic. But I did what I could. Good enough. I walk across the still wet floor and check the post-it Ronnie Joe left one last time, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Well, I mumble under my breath, stretching my arms out until my shoulder pops. That's most of it. I lean against the counter for a second and let out a big yawn, my eyes watering from how tired I am. Then I glance outside. The rain is hitting the pavement sideways now, the kind of weather that makes even the weirdos stay home. I check on my phone. It says a little after 2 a.m. No customers in the last half hour. No more shelves to fix. Perfect. I could almost start to relax. I quickly grab the dish disinfectant spray and a rag from under the counter. All that's left is wiping the top down, the last little ritual that means the night's almost over. I spray a line of cleaner across the sticky edge and start scrubbing in circles. That's when I hear the stockroom doors open behind me. I don't even have to look. Lane walks in. Careful, his voice calls out. The floor's slippery. He walks around the counter and stands beside me. You actually mopped, he says, eyebrows raised. We could have done it right before closing, I side-eyed him, still cleaning the counter. What do you mean by we? Hey, he nudges my elbow with his. I work smarter, not harder. And from what I can see, you handled it perfectly. I snort. Right. Is that why you left me alone with the customer who wouldn't stop talking about his dogs? He grabs his jaw with both hands like he can't believe it. You saw him too? Lane, that weirdo was talking nonsense at me, so I had no choice but to lock myself into the storeroom. What choice did I have? I got scared. I let out an exasperated sigh. I swear you're the worst coworker. But I'm trying to be the best. I laugh under my breath, still scrubbing the counter. There's a pause in the conversation, and for a moment, it's just the sound of my rag moving in small circles. Lane leans against the edge beside me, watching me for a second. Then he shifts a little closer. You missed a spot, he says, pointing at it with his chin. I did not. You did. Before I can argue, I could feel his fingers brush against my cheek. He gently tucks a strand of hair behind my ear, and unfortunately, it does make it easier to see the spot I missed. I scrub at it quickly, hoping he doesn't notice the way my face is starting to turn a little red. You're pretty. I stop mid-wipe, because what did he just... I blink, staring straight ahead at the lighter display. My heart kicks in once. He never says stuff like that seriously, but right now, he sounded dead serious. I start to turn towards him, maybe too fast, and maybe hoping for an answer in his expression. But he cuts me off with a smirk and a hand on my arm. I don't know why, but it's a relief to realize he's only joking. Easy, baby, he murmurs. Still slippery. I just cleaned the floor, remember? I cleaned the floor, I start to answer, but the second I move, my foot suddenly slides out from under me. My heel skids across the wet tile. I feel myself about to fall just as the rag slips from my grasp and drops to the floor. Shit! But I don't hit the ground. Lane's arm catch me at midair, one around my back and the other gripping my waist tight. I end up halfway dipped back over his arm like we're in some sort of cheesy romance comedy. Lane blinks down at me. His mouth twitches like he's trying not to laugh. I told you. My heart is thudding. I mean, what the hell? I'm still holding onto his shirt with both hands like an idiot. His arms are solid around me, and being this close, I can catch the faint warmth of his skin and the subtle scent on him. It's a mix between Axe deodorant and whatever detergent Ronnie Joe uses, but there's something else too. Lane. I bit back a smile. Let me guess, I mutter, trying not to sound breathless. You do this to every girl who slips on the floor? His breath brushes against my cheek when he laughs quietly. Nah. I stare at him. He stares back. And because he can't help himself, he adds, only the pretty ones. I realize after a few seconds that he hasn't moved. And neither have I. My face is maybe 6 inches from his, and I can feel his fingers press a little tighter, like he's making sure I stay there. Well, I say finally, you can let go now. He tilts his head slightly. What? You can let go, I repeat. He blinks like he genuinely doesn't understand. Unless you plan on holding me like that all night. He smirks. Maybe I do. What? Besides, I feel his hand slide a little lower down my back, just barely. You look good down here. I narrow my eyes at him. You don't. Liar, he says, leaning in. Really leaning in. Like a guy who knows exactly how close he can get without crossing a line. Now, this is the part where we kiss. I blink up at him. Okay, that's new. I let out a breath and try to shift, but he holds firm. I'm not kissing you. Not even a little one? On the cheek? I mean, if we don't kiss, this moment gets kind of weird. Oh my God, Lane. He cuts me off without a word. Not with a kiss. Just a step closer. Close enough that my chest presses right up against his. I shoot him a look, and he doesn't even bother pretending it wasn't intentional. So I plant both hands on his chest and push him back. Lane? He takes a few seconds to stare at my face before answering, like he's trying to clock how much of this I'll let him get away with. Mm-hmm. Get off. No. I blink. What? I like how it feels. I open my mouth to fire back, but the automatic doors slide open. I freeze, and Lane's face shifts immediately. This time, I really shove him back with both hands, making him stumble a step away. He backs up with a laugh, throwing his hands in the air dramatically. All right. I was just being gentle. Let me romance you, woman. I smooth my shirt as he picks up the disinfectant rag like nothing happened. You're an idiot. You just have bad taste in men. Yeah, and he's literally the one saying it. But don't flatter yourself, princess. You're not the only pretty face I've pinned to the counter. Did he seriously just say that? Ugh. I pretend being busy brushing my palms on my jeans. Oh, really? His voice is suddenly so different. I start to ask what he's talking about, but before I can get a word out, he straightens up, his blue eyes locking onto something behind me. Here comes the guy. A chill prickles at the back of my neck. Who? I blink, confused, and turn. And I see him, biker boy, standing just inside the aisle too, dripping from head to toe. Looks like the thunderstorm didn't spare him. He doesn't move, doesn't speak. Just stands there, his helmet slightly tilted down like he's reading something on the floor. But he's not. I can tell. Even through his visor, I can feel his eyes on me. On us. Weirdo's back. I shoot him a look. Lane? He shrugs, like, what? Then pretends to study the biker who still hasn't moved. Faye, he scoffs, glancing at me with his dumb grin. He doesn't even buy anything half the time. Just stands there like a shy teenager boy waiting for, I don't know. Lane, I snap, trying again. That's enough. He raises an eyebrow like I'm the one being dramatic. What? I'm just asking questions. Isn't that customer service? Too many bikers these days. Lane takes one slow step around the counter. I step forward too without thinking, like I can intercept whatever he's planning just by moving. Just saying, he draws, keeping his eyes locked on biker boy. If I was standing around dripping on the floor like a wet dog, I'd at least say hi to the nice employee behind the register. Real manners, you know. The biker tilts his head. For a guy who barely talks, you sure don't shut up with your head. I shift awkwardly where I stand, trying to figure out what to do. Offer help? Ask what he needs? But Lane doesn't give me the chance. He stops just a few feet from the bike now, close enough I could feel the tension between the two of men. I know it's gotta suck, standing outside, watching me and her get close, like some sad little creep who's missed the school dance and is jerking off behind the bleachers. I flinch. He's gone too far now, and he's still not stopping. Jeez. The biker still doesn't move, doesn't say a word either. It's unsettling, and that only makes Lane worse. Some of us actually work here, he mutters. Don't just stand around breathing heavy behind helmets like serial killers, or whatever the hell this is. I narrow my eyes, glancing at the biker again. He lowers his head slightly, just enough that I know he's looking straight at Lane. Jealous? The room freezes. Lane blinks, and I swear the temperature in the store just dropped 10 degrees. Then Lane barks out a disbelieving laugh. What? My fingers tighten around the edge of the counter. Shit. I should say something. Anything. But my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. Stop, please, both of you. But neither of them pays me any attention. And I have a feeling the biker came for me. Lane has the same feeling, because just as the biker moves again, taking one more step closer, Lane suddenly shifts and steps in. Right in front of him, close enough that their chests nearly brush. Close enough that Lane has to tip his chin up just to look at him. Nope, not one fucking step closer, helmet boy. The height difference hits me all at once. Lane's not short. He's taller than me by a lot. But next to biker boy, he looks really small. But he doesn't back off. And me? I'm stuck in the middle, wondering if Lane just stepped into a fight over something he swore wasn't worth bleeding for. Oh my god, what a callback to the memory! I love how flawed he is being characterized, as it really makes his good moments shine. Like, he knows this is probably going to have, he is probably going to face more risks than reward, But that is only in terms of what he would be subjected to. But when it includes us, the reward is higher because we are safe. We are considered to be important. Like, oh my God, to have weight in someone's life, that is so heartwarming. So, you here to shop or stare at people's girlfriends? Move. Oh, he speaks again. Must be my lucky night. What are you gonna do? Breathe harder? As if to mock him, that's exactly what the biker does. His breath comes sharp and irritated, like he's daring Lane to say more. And for the first time, something flashes in the blue eyes of Lane. Like he's finally realizing that maybe this isn't just some dumb staring contest. Like maybe this guy isn't just some weird loner. Maybe he's something else. You think being mysterious makes your dick bigger? It only makes you fucking pathetic. Defend biker boys. Smirk quietly at Lane's joke. Well, we're locked in on Lane, so smirk quietly at Lane's joke. I glance at Lane and I don't know. Maybe it's the ridiculousness of the whole thing, but my lips tug into a smile. Nothing huge, just a twitch of amusement. Lane sees it. See? She thinks I'm funny. He says it louder than he needs to, grinning like he just won a gold medal. Then softer, just for me. You always smile like that when I make fun of your secret admirer? I roll my eyes and look over at the biker. I feel his eyes lock onto mine from beneath that dripping helmet. And I go still for a second, because he definitely saw that smile. I don't know why it feels like I just stepped on something fragile, but the way he's looking at me right now, it's not cold, it's not angry, it's hurt. Okay, honestly, if I wasn't conscious that this is a game, and this was me in real life, I think I would stay quiet, through this exchange. I wouldn't want to offend my coworker, but I also wouldn't want to offend someone who helped me out when I was in a bind. And if I were to have smiled, it probably would have been me poorly coping with my stress, because I'm the sort of person who uses humor to deal with stressful situations. Like a dog that got kicked and isn't sure whether to bite or walk away. Oh, hell no, you're not seriously going to try that puppy dog look, are you? He points at the biker with a grimace, like he can't believe what he's seeing. Hate to break it to you, man, but you're not the silent, misunderstood love interest in this story. The biker just watches him, trying to decide whether Lane's even worth replying to. And that, I think, pisses Lane off more than anything. I talk when it's worth it. Good. Then shut the fuck up. I freeze for a second, eyebrows pulling together. I swear, you float around like pussy, never saying a damn thing. As much as I've grown to love you, Lane, this makes no sense. No form of pussy floats around in water. Boo-hoo, bro. Lane keeps smirking like he doesn't care, but his tongue keeps flicking across his back molars, the way it does when he's pissed. Ooh, imagine what he would do with your lower mouth when you roll him up in bed. Back of the molars? Nah, his tongue is gonna try and go to the back of our vaginal canal. Okay. There is a time and place, Faye. There's a time and place. So what is it, huh? He asks. You thought you had a chance, didn't you? That being the quiet guy would make her fall into your lap? Cute. Real cute. Should have known that shit doesn't work in real life. Because I think we both know who she ended up with. Biker boy's shoulders twitch, like something inside of him flinched before he could stop it. You mad? Lane raises an eyebrow, biting his bottom lip like he's holding back laughter. You look mad. If she wanted you, she'd be standing next to you. But she's not. Man, at least pretend you've seen a woman before. I was wondering how the fuck someone like you could be with her. I feel my heart stop. You should, I try. Yo, baby girl swears. Who taught you that? Big words coming from the guy who follows her around like a dog. Better a dog that bites than a barker faking teeth he doesn't have. Lane steps in again. Careful with your words, man. Or what? Stickman's shaking just standing here. Shut up. You walk around like your dick's worth something. She hasn't complained. She hasn't even touched you. Give it time. She thinks you're funny. That's it. At least she laughs with me. She's being polite. You joke till she's bored enough to pity fuck you. Fuck you, dude. You think she's gonna want you when she finds out how fucked in the head you are? I don't care if she wants me. I swallow. You're starting to scare me. Then be scared. The heat in the store is suffocating. Not from the busted heater, not from the storm outside. Just from them. They keep going, and I feel like I'm stuck between a fire and something waiting to explode. Lane, flinging words with that mouth of his. Biker boy, not speaking much, but every time he does respond, it's like the whole store's tilted sideways for a second. I should say something, or do something. This is turning into something uglier. Reach out and put a hand on Lane's shoulder. I don't say his name like I'm scared. I just place my hand on his shoulder. His muscles are tense under my palm. Lane, come on, enough. He doesn't even look at me. Nah, princess. This is just getting interesting. I feel him roll his shoulder, brushing me off like he's shrugging off a fly. Come on, look at him. I'd be jealous too. Cat got your tongue again, baby girl? I've been wondering what's behind that helmet. Is it burn scars? Whole face fucked up or something? 'Cause if I look like you, I'd shut the fuck up too. You're loud. Lane snorts. No shit. Wanna shut me up? I've shut people up for less. Well, I mean, biker boy, I know you're saying that you're loud as an insult, but I like my men super expressive in all domains of life, including the bedroom. Okay, I should really get my head out of the gutter. But yeah, having a communicative partner is super important. I would rather us talk out disagreements than have us just stew in silence. And also, this part, wanna shut me up? It's giving kinda... Lane being bisexual confirmed? I'm just joking. Okay, I already done that. The hairs on my arms lift. And Lane actually laughs. He throws his head back like it's the funniest thing he's heard all night. Yeah? Sure you have. Man, you don't scare anyone. You just look like you live in your mom's basement and fuck your fucking bike. The biker doesn't react. At least, not outside. And you look like you've never been hit hard enough. I'll tell them to stop. I think, what? The way you talk? You ever had your jaw dislocated with a tire iron? Pops like a soda tab. Lane pauses. So do I. Not because he's scared, but because it's such a fucked thing to say. What the fuck? Biker boy's tone never changes. He looks at Lane dead in the eyes. Makes you rethink how often you run your fucking mouth. Did you just threaten me? Fuck, you're really going full psycho now. I don't make threats. I wait for someone to earn it. Lane throws his hands up, laughing. Fucking hell. This guy's gonna snap and kill someone. You should say something. They don't listen to you. Do you hear him? You're seriously fucked in the head, man. You're nothing but noise. And when she sees you for what you are, she'll come back to me. You're assuming she was either yours in the first place. Dude, you're just... completely fucking obsessed. The biker exhales through his nose, and Lane jumps a thumb towards me without looking. Besides, you didn't say a damn word to her or shift, but now you're getting deep with me? You sure you're not into me instead? Honestly, I am really scared shitless that biker boy will crush Lane like a soda can. Even to the point I am willing to manifest for a change of genre into BL. Even if it means losing Lane to BB. To Biker Boy. Biker Boy leans forward slightly, just enough to make Lane's posture tighten, even if he doesn't realize it. Aw, stop. I'm gonna blush. I should have fucking crushed you the first time I saw you. Silence. Real silence. Lane's jaws tightened. And for a second, his mouth opens like he's going to say something cocky, but nothing comes out. Grab Lane's arm. I cross the threshold between them, placing myself beside Lane. Stop it. We've work to do. Lane smirks. Work? This is work. I've been waiting all night to beat the shit out of this guy. Come on, you're the big bad biker boy, right? Tell me I've awakened the beast or some shit. No. It's embarrassing. Babe, is he always this quiet? Okay, I get it. I'd be mad too if I lost to a guy who naps in the fucking storeroom. I mean, what were you gonna do anyway? Give her a ride on your motorcycle and hope she falls for you on the way? Oh, you got something to say now? Or did you lose your tongue when I got hers instead? Maybe you're just a fucking idiot. Ain't that right, Faye? Say it again. What? Say her name again. Why? So I can take it from your fucking mouth. Holy shit. If you insist. Faye, 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 Faye. Oh my god, we're getting closer and closer to explosion right now. Oh my god. You think he's gonna cast a fucking spell now, or... I don't even see it happens. Lane's head snaps sideways with a crack of cartilage and skin. He stumbles back into the counter, hitting it hard before sliding halfway down and catching himself. Blood runs immediately, red, bright, and endless. I freeze in horror. Lane? He doesn't answer, just brings a hand up to his face, checks the damage like he's not sure if that really happened. Holy fuck, he breathes. It's the first time I've heard him sound genuinely shocked. It keeps coming. It drips over his lips, making his teeth red, down his chin onto the floor. Not bad. I'd rate it fucking 7 out of 10. He's actually a masochist. Well, unfortunately for Biker Boy, giving a harder punch will not increase the rating, because he's not us. Our slap it on his face is a 10 out of 10. The cream of the crop. I decide to step towards him. Lane, are you? He waves me off, not even looking. Just a love tap. Hey. You think Faye's gonna run into your arms because you gave me a nose job? Yes. Shh. Wanna talk with your fists? You will lose. Sure. Come on, hit me again. What? Suddenly, every single light in the store dies in one breath. Pitch black. I freeze. I can't see them anymore. I can't see anything. No one says anything. All I hear is the echo of the two men's breathing. And all I smell is the iron stench of Lane's blood. I press my fingers to my lips like I can hold something in. Nausea or panic? I don't know which. My body knows before my mind does. This is not okay. Somewhere in this darkness, Biker Boy is still here. I feel him. I take a step back, but I bump into something. Maybe a car, maybe nothing. The tiny sound I make is too loud in the silence, enough to snap Lane awake. The fuck? He snorts through blood, a wet sound that makes his first words incomprehensible. Place really can't handle a little thunder. Lane? I try. It's a whisper, but I try. Where are you? Still here. You good? Oh, this is actually so sweet. He literally had his nose probably broken, it's swelling, and it's likely his piercing ripped part of his nose, and yet his first instinct is to make sure we are okay. Lane, my love! Oh my god, my love! I swallow and nod before realizing he can't see it. Don't tell me you're scared of the dark. I hear him chuckle as I slowly sit down on the floor. Bit ironic, isn't it? I don't answer, because I can't. The truth is, I am not scared of the dark. I'm scared of what I saw before the lights went out. The color I can never forget. I squeeze my eyes shut. But a bright white light hits the ceiling before I can. Lane just turned on her phone flashlight, starting to swing the lights around lazily. Damn, that's better. The shadows shift. I see his silhouette now, one hand holding the phone, the other dragging across his face. He points the flashlight towards me. It blinds me, so he quickly pulls it away. Shit, my bad. I must look awful. I press the heel of my hand to my chest. I can't even look at him. Shit, you're not freaking out right now, are you? He crouches down and puts the flashlight face up on the floor, dimming the space. You're fine. Breathe. Something flickers across his face. Maybe he remembers what I told him earlier. Yes, he remembers. He's holding his apron against his face, trying to wipe off whatever's still bleeding. See, what did I say? Lane is actually such a considerate person. He just hasn't reached a stage where he feels like it is safe to emotionally express it. Of course, your own traumas don't justify you treating others poorly because you fear that they would do that to you first if you don't do it to them. But it does explain why they act like they do. Look, no blood. I nod. Can't believe that guy cracked me like that. Hope he enjoyed it. I finally glance at him. It's mostly gone now, just some red at the edge of his jaw. And Lane's got that look, like he's hoping I'll laugh, even if it's just a little. I mean, not every day you get to punch this pretty face. I roll my eyes. It shakes a little, but it breaks the spiral. And that seems to be enough for him. Oh, there she is. He gently nudges my leg with his foot. You done fainting? 'Cause I'll catch you, but I'm dropping you right after. Super funny, Lane. He leans his head back and lets out a long breath, like he's been waiting forever just to hear me speak. Shit. Should have asked you to hold my hand. A laugh slips out of me. My heart is kicking hard, but now the worst of it is behind me. Romantic. Told you I'm good for something. What Lane said just hurts my heart in the best and worst way possible. Despite all his drinks and bravado, he truly believes we can't really see certain aspects of him. And he did internalize that. He believes we don't see him as a person that can be reliable or helpful or trustworthy. You know? We stand up and I glance around. The room is still dark, lit only by the little circle of light coming from Lane's phone in his hand. But there's something missing. Where did he go? I ask. Lane turns his head, then sweeps the flashlight slowly across the aisles. They're all empty. Guess he left. He points the light towards the automatic doors. Weird though. He was 2 seconds away from killing me. Now he tilts the beam up towards the ceiling and lets it hang there for a moment. Maybe he ran out of social battery. Or maybe he realized you weren't going to pick him. So sad. Lane winces slightly as the lane catches the bruise forming. I don't think I'm okay, to be honest. I can't feel my nose. Well, when we get aggressive, Lane, there'll be other parts you can't feel. But then again, if Lane has a high nose bridge, you know what the legendary Doja Cat once said,
Noses. I like big noses. Because you can kind of like, you can like sit on them.
His face is mostly in shadow, but I catch the shine on his lip. He really did get punched hard. Yeah, it's ugly. Shit. He wipes under his nose again with the edge of his sleeve. Guess I'll stick to the stockroom. You know, so I don't scare the customers. Lane. Kidding, pretty. Oh, I would, like, I feel like in this scenario, I would scold him and then help him. So let's scold him. Because, like, he really did not have to do that. He could have just, like, avoided the confrontation and not have escalated it to that point. So let's scold him. I see the bruise already blooming across his face. You kind of deserve that. His grin drops a little and he turns his head fully towards me. I keep going. You started it. You didn't have to go after him like that, Lane. He didn't say a word to you. You lit the fire for no reason. No reason? He snorts. Come on, the guy's a fucking creep. You wanted it. Maybe not the punch, but something. You were asking for a reaction. And when he snapped, you acted like you didn't see it coming. He leans back, still playing it cool, but I can tell he's really listening. You're on his side now? I keep my voice soft. I am not. But if someone came at me like the way you came at him, I wouldn't have stopped at the nose. He looks away for a second. The muscles in his face twitch. Yeah, well, did you hear what he said though? That dude's a psychopath. He runs a hand through his hair and stares off at the far wall near the entrance. He's not normal. There's something off in his head. I don't disagree, but I don't let him change the subject either. You still ask for it, I insist. He exhales hard through his nose, flinching a little from the pain. What do you want me to say? Why'd you even start all of that? He wipes under his eye, not really because he has to, just something to do with his hands. I don't know. I saw him and he was looking at you and... Okay, I really like how they represented this. People who have been traumatized by someone can still act kind and considerate to others. But having people genuinely recognize and draw attention to it is something they immediately run away from. Because now the other person will know that they are important to them. And that is like giving the key to someone hurting you again. So you'd rather not answer or completely play it off. So I really like how Lane is characterized here. And he opens his mouth, but nothing comes out. It's like he's searching for words, any words, but can't land a single one. So I wait, and I will wait all night if that's what it takes, just to hear him say something. He presses his palm against his nose, like an excuse to hide part of his face. I don't know. The honest truth. That man is not used to silence, especially not his own. So I don't say anything either. Eventually, he sighs. Forget it. I was being dumb. With that dude and, yeah, just right now. You weren't. He looks away again and scratches the back of his neck. I'm going to turn the power back on, he says, already moving towards the staff door. The storm's still going outside, but he steps out anyway. Like he'd rather face the storm than let the silence between us speak. For the first time since I met Lane, he didn't try to win. He didn't try to be bigger than the moment. I'll remember it. What? I'm standing still in the parking lot, staring at my phone screen, at a photo from Ronnie Joe. It's a blurry pic of a printed paper taped crookedly to a board. The new schedule. And right there, in bold black marker, my name is written right after opening shift. Tomorrow. Like, in a few hours. Is that a joke? I scroll down. There's nothing else. Just Ronnie Joe's dumb emoji thumbs up and a thanks for being flexible. Flexible my ass. I don't even have the key. I look more carefully at the picture. Half the shifts are scribbled out with pen. I already knew the store was circling the drain. Ronnie Joe's been slapping things together for weeks now, but this is the first time it feels like he's actually panicking. Jeez. The only person who has the key is Lane, but Lane left early today. I can't blame him. Having your nose broken probably ruins your night. That means I'm going to have to go to his apartment tomorrow. Not the first time I will go there, but still. I sigh so hard my lungs actually hurt. Shit, my umbrella. I left it inside, didn't I? Oh my god, I knew I'd forget something today. I could turn back, but I already closed the store, and I'm not stepping back in just for a stupid umbrella. If it rains, it rains. I'll dry. I keep walking, annoyed. Lucky for me, the rain has eased up a bit. Next problem, the bus. Should I take it? It's like $1.50, not that much, but $1.50 tonight, then $1.50 tomorrow, and by the end of the week, I'm crying in my kitchen because I didn't pay the water bill again. And rent's already breathing down my neck, so... Ugh. I mean, it's not like walking is impossible. It's just far. And creepy. And there's always weird guys hanging around at night. But walking is free. And I like free. Faye, stop standing here like an idiot. If you walk, you save money. If you take the bus, you get home faster and maybe don't get rained on. I glance down at the coins in my palm, the metal cool and familiar. Taking the bus means spending money I'd rather keep, but walking home alone? Yeah, I don't think I have the guts for that tonight. The bus stops just a few blocks away, and the walk there feels longer than it should. Every shadow stretches like some monsters, and the sound of my footsteps seem louder than normal. Probably because there's absolutely no one here except me in the rain. By the time I reach the empty station, I'm already one bad vibe away from a meltdown. Of course, there's no one else waiting. I don't really know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I take off my soaking wet hoodie. I'd rather not be sick tomorrow. There's no one else around. No cars passing, no bike engines purring in the distance. Even the crickets seem quieter than usual. I shift my weight from one foot to the other and check the time on my phone. The bus should have been here by now. I scroll through my phone, pretending like I'm busy. I see a bus passes on the other side of the road. Not mine. Then all of a sudden, mine. It hisses to the stop in front of me. I step onto the bus and nod to the driver. He doesn't nod back. All right. The coins in my hand stick to my palm. I count them in my head before I speak. 120, 150, 170, then put them on the little tray. Crap! I'm 20 cents short. I look at the bus driver and try to smile. Sorry, just a second. He exhales, loud enough for the whole front row to hear. You got on without counting first? I dig in my bag. My fingers hit Mad Dog receipts, a pen, my keys, but not what I need. Geez, where are the coins? Come on. Someone coughs behind me. Come on, miss. It's not rocket science. I swallow and find 10 cents. I put it on the tray. Sorry, I think I have more. Just a sec. I've got a schedule, pretty. He cuts me off. I feel eyes on me. Not impatient, but judging. I'm wasting their time. I'm the dumb girl who can't count change. I finally fish out the last 10 cents and drop it fast on the tray. The driver takes it without a word and presses the button. The ticket machine spits out my paper like it's spitting me out too. He hands it to me without looking. Thanks. He grunts. Next time, come ready. I still force myself to smile, like it'll make me less pathetic. Ugh. I move down the aisle. I don't even have to look to feel the weight of the men watching me. The way they glance sideways when they think I'm not noticing. I pass a guy with his legs spread wide. I have to squeeze by without brushing his knee. Another one stares at my chest blankly, like it's not even personal, just something to do. I keep my head down, and finally find a seat by the window. I exhale slowly and sit down. The bus veers hard without warning, slamming everyone sideways, and making my head knock lightly against the window. Wonderful day. The bus jerks to a stop, and I have to catch myself onto the metal bar of the seat before stumbling forward. I mumble a soft thanks to the driver out of habit, then step out into the night. The cold hits and no one else gets off. The stop's not far from home, maybe 5 minutes on foot. It's still raining, but not enough to need an umbrella. My building's at the far end of the block, tucked between an empty laundromat and a closed-down flower shop. Halfway down the block, I pass that wall. It's covered now. Someone threw one of those blue construction tarps over it. I've walked past it 100 times since, but tonight, for some reason, I actually look at it. The fabric's coming loose at the corner. Just for a second, I could see a bit of what's underneath. It's like something's there I forgot I was supposed to remember. I keep walking. My building's just ahead. I push the door open with my shoulder and step inside the building. It's quiet in the entrance hall. Everyone is probably still sleeping. I don't stop walking. I pass the mailboxes on the right. Mine is probably stuffed again. Bills, reminders, maybe something with my name handwritten on it, which would be worse. I pretend I don't see it. The stairwell smells like dust, the kind that just clings to old buildings like this. I should take the elevator. 15 floors and everything, but I don't. I just don't trust it. Fuck. The muscles behind my knees are screaming by the time I finally get to my floor. It smells like the leftover of someone's dinner from a few hours ago. Ugh. I am so hungry. My keys are already in my hand. I stop in front of my door and glance towards the lock. What do I even have? Half a packet of instant noodles, some rice, 1 egg, and maybe a can of beans if I didn't already eat it. I sigh and start unlocking my door when, you always have to make that much noise so damn early in the morning? I freeze. My fingers twitch around my keys, but I don't turn them. I look over my shoulder. She's standing right behind me, barefoot on the tile like she does that kind of thing all the time. Her hair's longer than I remember, greasier maybe, or maybe it's just the light. Some of us have real jobs, you know. I didn't mean to. She waves her hand, cutting me off like she's bored already. Daylight jobs, where people see you. I blink. I don't know if she's joking. You still working night shifts? Yeah. Still at Mad Dog? Yeah. The silence between us feels so much thicker than anything she's saying. Lane's still there too? She asks. I nod. Still the same. She lets out a small laugh. He'll hit 30 and still be acting like he's 16. She picks at the skin around her thumb as she says it. Her nail polish is chipped. It's getting a bit awkward now. Lazy as ever, I add. I smile a little, trying to add lightness to my voice. Something that might make her smile too. But she doesn't. She just stares at me for a second, then looks away. Yeah, men get away with a lot when no one takes women seriously. Okay. I shouldn't have said anything. Tell him to stop pretending he's fine, she says. It's embarrassing. What? That kid used to cry in his car in secret. My mouth opens slightly, but nothing comes out. Anyway, I wasn't trying to talk. She straightens up and moves like she's underwater. Pale feet on the cool hallway like she doesn't feel anything anymore. Right before she opens the door, she turns back enough to throw one more line over her shoulder. You still call him Lane, right? I frown. What else would I call him? She nods once. Right. Good night. She pushes her door open with the edge of her hand and disappears inside without looking back. I stay here for a second. I didn't expect a hug or anything, but that felt like talking to a stranger. A stranger who used to be one of the loudest people in my life. I let out a slow breath and finally turned towards my own apartment. The door swings open with that familiar creak. I step inside and close it behind me, then take off my shoes and turn on the light. My hoodie slides off onto the floor somewhere near the entrance. I'll deal with it later. My legs move on autopilot into my room. I drop face first into the mattress. I melt into it like I've been released from prison. My brain still feels like it's buzzing from the arguing, from Lane's voice. I press my face deeper into the pillow and groan against the fabric. I could stay here forever, but my stomach has other plans. I turn my head to the side and sigh. I should eat something before sleeping. End of shift 2.